That's all right. I'm going to click the button.
Click the button.
We are live.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live. This is episode 91. I'm Skillbo1.
91, dude.
Yeah, man. That was a good year, dude. That was the year. Oh, your boy Skillbo graduated high school.
All right.
Me too, bro.
I was a year ahead of you
Cheers,
fuckers.
dang. There you go.
90.
96.
I was born in 90.
Boomers are in the house.
Yeah.
Boomers in the house. If anyone saw, I had a boomer license plate on my story.
You notice it was a Corvette because that is the classic
Yeah,
boomer vehicle. It's
Oh,
always
dude.
a silver fox that's driving a Corvette. And if you
There's
see
a boomer from Ohio.
and if you see a Silverado with a cap, it's almost always a pensioner. Almost always some old dude.
Good point. It's a good point. My old landlord had a Silverado with a cap. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is episode number 91. We're going to go around and do introductions. We didn't do that last week. But before we do that, Red's not here, so make sure you pop out, like the show, but also change to live chat from top chat so you can chat along with us. Please like the show and then check out our sponsors, 2020 Mendocino, Easy Swap Pots, and State Genetics.
Bro, you act like we've done 91 of these or something.
We've done 91 of this one, dude. We've had to do that for 3 shows. I wonder how many different live shows we've done. We could figure that out.
Probably about 200.
Dude, the numbers are
something
getting
like
up there.
Spartan's probably got 1,000.
Oh, dude, easily. Dankman Dan, you can be first. Where can everyone find you, sir?
Dankman Dan, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me Sunday nights here with you guys. And every other weekend, we'll do the Wake and Bake. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Can't wait to chat.
Thanks for being here, man. Sorry for everyone that missed the Wake and Bake. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Bates, welcome, sir. Where can everyone
I'm
find
Baked Pone. You can
You
find
are
me on
baked.
Instagram. You can find me here Sunday nights and every other Saturday. Wake and Bake.
you? He was with me dodging the Wake and Bake show this week, so
The
it's
Sunburn.
Yeah,
partially-
Porch Farmer too, right?
Yep, Porch Farmer was there with us. It was a great time. Painted Lady, welcome. Where can everyone find you?
Cheers, guys. Everybody can find me right here on Sunday nights on the live show, Michigan Bros Grow Show, and the late sesh on Mondays on
Yeah, man.
YouTube. And also on Instagram at Painted Lady Gardens and Cannabis at Painted Lady 13. And I want to give Baked a shout out for this fucking delicious grape pheno of Crescendo. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
that's
it.
good stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
My
ooh.
favorite. That's what I
Anyway.
have tonight.
Cheers, Baked. I am smoking on that. And check out this new pipe. Thanks to Dave's Not Here for sending this custom Santa Cruz Cannabis Company pipe. Got it all stocked up there, but
Is that I can't tell. Is it white and black or white and green?
it's like
Because if it's green and white, that'd be dope. Oh no, it's more. Oh, it's clear
like-
and
It's
white.
like a
Like
gold
sandstone?
fumed, I think.
That's sweet.
I think it's
I like-
fumed gold on the mouthpiece.
That's a
side
sick
and
ass
silver
mouthpiece.
on
It's
the
like a
other
I
side.
flat
like
one.
that it's
That's
flat.
flat.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
cool.
cool.
piece. Yeah, that's cool. Like almost like a
Nice
spoon.
work, Dave.
I wonder
yeah.
if that'll keep
so-
stuff from getting in your mouth.
No.
Yeah, pretty cool. So cheers, Dave, and cheers to Baked, and cheers everybody in chat, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Painted Lady. Oh, Red is here. Welcome, Red. You can go next if your audio works.
Leather.
Unmute. Here, I'll ask you to unmute. Here we go. I push the button.
Mute. There we go. How's unmute?
You're good? You sound great. Red, where can everyone find you, brother?
Find me at Red Setter Farm on Instagram. You can find me right here at the Michigan Bros Grow Show. You can find me on the Late Sesh with Skillbo and family. And you can find me Polarity Science here on YouTube, at Instagram, at Polarity Science on Instagram and YouTube, and right here after the Michigan Bros Grow Show on that channel.
Are you doing one tonight, Red?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I
Heck,
I just got out of the garden. Like I was mowing the grass up until the sun went down. I mean, the sun's probably still out, so I just got out of the shower. Picked up this bowl today. I had a ton of stuff today. Picked up compost, all kinds of shit. I don't know what you want.
Let's get through. We'll get through introductions, and we can chat about whatever. Abolish, you want to go next? Where can everyone find you, homie?
What's going on, guys? Abolish Farms. You can find me on IG, YouTube, and where we see MBGS Productions. Hope everyone's having a dank night.
Very much so. Thank you for joining us. Skillbo, you're last.
I am last. Cheers, everybody in chat. Thanks for being able to join us tonight. I'm Skillbo1 on Instagram, Skillbo17 on YouTube. We got a great show in store for you. I have no idea what the hell we're going to talk about, but I look at my panel members and I already know it's going to be a great conversation. So hopefully you guys have time to hang out for a little while. Don't forget to back out. Make sure you like the stream, and let's get high.
Yeah, I suppose the first thing to talk about is why we missed the Wake and Bake show yesterday, because I got some DMs. People were asking me if we were going to have it. Sorry, everyone. We were watching race cars do burnouts. It was a good time. Me, Baked, and Porch Farmer. We drove down to Indianapolis and had a great time. I can't talk about just about anything we did. Allegedly, a lot of it was against the rules. So we had a good time, and we saw a lot of race cars. If you want to see some of them, they were on my story. I took some video also, so I should be putting together a
Dude,
video.
you had
and
that
maybe we'll
snazzy
release it.
gimbal, man.
Yeah, I had the gimbal there. We took the gimbal around and did all the car show stuff, and it was really, really cool. We get to meet a bunch of famous YouTubers, or see them at least, and try not to bother a lot of them, and had a good time.
Oh yeah.
I get to see my
Yes.
favorite drift driver in the world. That was cool.
Saw Warbird. Probably.
Gravedigger.
That
some
car
no
was
great
some
thing.
boomer behind sequence was like, that's a neat gadget you got, talking about his
It's a pretty neat
gimbal.
whirly gig you got there,
Yeah,
son.
It's
basically.
like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit.
That's
But it
my
was a
magic
great
stick.
time.
You want to touch
Damn
it?
it, Denise. Do you see that kid's got a magic stick?
It's pretty cool. Hopefully, I haven't gotten a chance to look at the video on the GoPro yet, but I'll check it out, and if it's good, we'll release it on our page. I think we're gonna put it on the Patreon first, and then show it on some other stuff. But besides that, what else is going on? I got a bunch of garden update type stuff.
Well,
but
it's all about you then. Start it off, bro.
I built a new grow room in my upstairs while I'm waiting to build the grow room in my downstairs. So I have under construction over here at my house. Got 2 new Loriflux 8-blade lights. That was really, really cool.
What wattage are those?
They're 630 watts.
Oh, 5x5?
Yeah,
Nice.
They're
So-
big.
they're really big and wide and girthy. And
I recommend keep people to hang out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're 47 by 41, just to let people know. They're one of the biggest lights I've seen as far as square footage, so I
So the
like them.
the room we put these lights in has like a 6-foot, 3-inch ceiling. So we wanted the bar style close canopy lights for that. So very, very excited to be using those. Thank you to Painted Lady for getting me the hookup and getting them to me too for a good deal.
Welcome as always. That
Uh,
was
ba-
that was a stout-
And they're
that was a really
Michigan
good
made.
deal.
That was a really good deal. Yeah, and they're Michigan-made lights. Baked helped me set up the room, so I got to give him a lot of credit. He spent like a whole day down here hanging up panda film, stapling plastic. I ran out of tape middle
Get
of the way.
excited,
so I
muted
gotta-
yourself.
Yeah.
I always have my hand over the thing, so.
We only
Makes
had
you
one
trigger finger.
stoner moment, so that was not too bad.
Oh, we got to talk about that. I didn't even remember that. So I'm famous for these. So we had 2 stoner moments. I did one.
Oh,
Did you
And,
pass the scissors?
I told Baked we were never going to talk. He was trying to take a picture of it, and I scrambled. So that there wasn't picture evidence of this. So we'll
Smart
talk
man.
about this one time where I plugged 2 ends of the same extension cord into each other.
oh my God! We were stoned. Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so we had this like 25-foot extension cord. Now I was trying to plug in the stapler and plug the extension cord.
Dude, that wasn't a stoner
One
moment. That was a
second.
blonde moment.
How many dabs does it take to get to that level of stone?
1,
It-
2.
well, Dan-sized
crunch.
dabs, it was probably like 3.
Wow.
A bunch of drug GMO.
Yeah, we did dab a little. We dabbed a lot at one time because we didn't take many breaks. We were being very productive. We only took like 3 dab breaks in 12 hours or however long he was here.
What?
So we got a lot done, yeah. And he left. What time did you leave, Baked? It was way after dark. It was like 11
Yeah,
o'clock or
10,
something.
11, something like that.
Yeah, and he had to drive home and water plants after that.
Yeah.
Bro move, helping me set up the new room. So I'm very, very excited for a couple of the Groskis helping me out with that.
Well, since you have a second whole space while you're waiting for the other one, this is a great excuse for you to pop something new in the brand new crib and the brand new grow, man. What's it going to be?
It wouldn't work. I have plants to put in there. I got a whole veg worth of plants to put into flowers. So I got to put those in. But I did take clones the day before, so Friday. I took clones of all of the genetics that I wanted to keep.
Oh shit! That means didn't keep something else? Are you telling me something subtly that the menu is changing at Casa del Sequence?
Eventually, yeah. But I'm gonna flower out everything that I have. So, but after that, I do want to get less strains so that I can go back to having more strains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited to run a lot of cool stuff. I've got Runts and Apple Fritter in there, and Liberty Haze and Death Star, all sorts of stuff. Some stuff I haven't ran indoors yet, so I'm excited to try those things.
So he kind of glazed over it, but I just want to go
Oh,
back.
the other thing, I forgot the other thing, huh?
See,
Well, the
no
first thing you
pictures.
glazed over too, because I just want to put it from my perspective,
baked.
because I'm kind of standing there, and there's times when you don't need all people's hands in whatever's going on, so I'm just
So
standing
he's
there.
standing on a shovel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does he work for
exactly,
Wait a minute,
exactly.
Bake, do you work for
Yeah.
MDOT leaning on shovels? That's
yeah,
an MDOT
that's
move,
what was
man.
happening. He was
Sure.
spectating.
Sure, but
Now he's gonna talk
so I'm
shit.
just sitting there, and I'm kind of looking at my phone, looking down, and then I look down, and he's supposed to be plugging in the stapler, and he had just plugged the both ends of the extension cord into each other, and then proceeded to start like trying to staple.
Itching too, probably.
And
Well,
we both,
how else are you gonna figure out it didn't work?
yeah, we both kind of looked at each other, and then he quickly was like, "Don't talk about this."
No, it was worse. I said I scrambled. I jumped
Don't
for the
talk
extension
about it.
cord
To try
because he
to
was
tear it
holding his
apart.
phone. Yeah,
Yep.
and put
Good
my
man.
body across it so he couldn't take a picture of it.
Oh
So
shit! Some
embarrassing.
bodyguard stuff there, man. Took one for the prez.
But
Was
yeah,
rolling around on the floor.
let's go with number 2 here. So we're panda filming the whole room, ceiling, walls, everything, floor.
That's what I was gonna ask about. I was like, did we talk about this yet? All right, go ahead.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're panda filming the whole room. It's everything. So we had to, and we're just stapling up, and we had to move everything out of there, and we panda film all the walls, and I think the floor was last.
Yep.
And we get to we get to right before the floor, I think, and I'm like, bro, I think the lights are in the closet. And we had
filmed
perfectly
2 grow
done
lights
it.
in the
Keep in mind,
closet.
we're both like very particular, so we had
Yes.
perfectly done it, and like, yeah, so we had panda filmed over the closet door that we did not plan
All
to
the
like
seams are
cut.
2 layers, 2 layers of staples,
Dude,
like
yeah.
perfect.
So we had to go in there to get the lights. But yeah,
Cut it
that
out.
was
There's
the
video
other
of me
one.
cutting the wall. Ugh.
But all in all, it looks really, really good.
So what
especially
did
once
you
we
do
got the light
to
up.
remedy the situation? Did you tear it down or did you cut
Yeah,
the
we-
door?
I
We
cut
Cut
that
a
door
hole in the
quickly.
door
Cut
and
it.
then repanded.
Yeah, I haven't
think.
redone the door yet.
Oh,
What
yeah.
you would do is you would cut like an X where the door is. That way you could open the door and then be able to tape those seams up back up.
Yep.
It was more complicated than that.
Well, that's
But
because
yeah.
you were high and you
Cheddar
already tried
Bob
to
asked
plug a
a
fucking
relevant-
extension cord into one side or the other. So
Yeah,
your ideas are moot.
I was really high. Cheddar Bob asked a relevant question: why not just paint the room white? The room was actually white to begin with. Part of it is trapping moisture. Part of it's trapping smells. Part of it's protecting the house. I intend on painting the room after this run. It's going to be a 1-run deal. So that's why we just used Panda Film to do everything.
I saw they have like zippers. Are the zippers for Panda Film?
Yeah,
sure.
you can do
Yeah.
zipper. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can get
They're like
sticky
these
ones.
stick-on zippers. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
They're
I
really
had
bad, man.
a heart attack today, man. I pull in the parking lot of my grocery store. I haven't been there in a few weeks, and they moved. And so, like, I saw this available for rent signs on their all the windows and everything. And I'm pulling up. I need some compost for today's work. Get some seeds and stuff's going. And and I pull in, and there's no space. It's all space available, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just stopped dead in the middle of the parking lot. I'm about to call one of my friends, and like I'm just kind of like figuring out my options, and I kind of look right, look left. Becca's like, hey, is that it? And it was like Premier Hydro, boom, right there, right by me. And I'm like, holy shit, yeah, it is right there. They moved.
They didn't put a sign up in their door.
I think it was. I didn't even get that far.
Flew past it.
I was like middle. No, I was like middle of the parking lot. I could like see it from across the parking lot. And I just like came to a halt and just like I don't even know. Wasn't even gonna pull up to the door because probably at one point I was going to, but we saw the sign. Ran over there and 3 times the size, 4 times the size of a space and what they were in. They finally got like J.R. Peters on the shelf. They got Jax on the shelf. They got unfortunately, all the royal gold was getting picked up. But you know, they have all my supplies. They're officially just my one-stop shop, because before I'd have to go like a couple different spots because they had most of my stuff, but now they're pretty much carrying everything that I need. Getting some new chick
I can
masas
vouch-
ordered up and all kinds of stuff.
Vouch for those guys too. They've been my main shop for years too, Red.
Great shop, man.
They're
Yeah.
great
So
people.
when you go check them out, they just moved right over, bigger spot. I don't know if you got a chance to see them yet. I guess they moved over April 1st. Big shout out to Premier Hydro, man. They've been hooking me up for a really, really long time. They're in the it's probably Wayne County. They're in like Belleville or something like that, Wayne County area.
Yeah,
Right,
they're right
right on
on
the edge before Van Buren.
Yeah.
It's really nice when you finally find that shop that will carry the stuff that you use and, you know, has really intelligent conversations with you and stuff like that. I have one
Dude.
too.
Yeah. I
I'm
became
getting,
friends with my
a
guy.
new compost blend for my outdoor. You know,
Right.
I source like a couple bags of like compost every couple years. A couple years ago, some like booze blend or something. I was gonna try to find something like that, but they had this like lobster blend stuff.
Maine, coast of Maine.
Yeah, is that what it's called? Coast of Maine.
Yeah,
It's like
they
this
do the
lobster
lobster.
mix.
Yeah.
And you know, I just tossed a
I've
couple
never tried
handfuls
it.
on each 4x8 bag. You know, I got tons of like grow space in my backyard garden, so I just tossed a couple handfuls here and there. I'm just inoculating. You know, I just want the bacteria. I want all the good stuff off of it, and then I'll cover it up with some grass clippings and stuff. It's kind of why I'm late. I was cutting my grass, and it takes me forever to cut my grass because I'm bagging it.
Red, it
Just-
takes you forever to roll a joint. I'm sure that grass is no different.
I'm out there, I'm pulling weeds and mending my beds while I'm cutting the grass. So just kind of doing lots and lots. But yeah, man, I got a nice little mix up. All this stuff behind me, I realized I had some old castings and so everything behind me is just in Tupper. It's just straight perlite cocoa blend. It's all inert, right? There's really not much going on. I think I'm gonna
Is
dust
that
it
all
with
your
a little
outdoor
work.
seedlings?
This is all my outdoor seedlings.
Okay,
These are
yeah, yeah.
vegetables behind me. And actually on the top, all of my sunflowers, the seeds that I saved sunflowers from, guys, I'm trying to create this like grow tech sunflower, this permaculture growing tech of sunflower.
What
I'm
sort of
down.
light are you keeping over these things, right?
I got nothing
anything,
nothing right now, except I do have these like LEDs that are illuminating me. They're just some lights, and I have this other like shop light type thing that I just kind of have, but I'm in front of a window. So, you know, these get opened up after the show, you know, 5 in the morning or something like that. I'm opening these up. They're getting the morning sun. Once they start sprouting, they're going outside. We're warm enough right now. If we don't get any freezes, they're probably gonna be permanently outside. So that's what this new mix is gonna go. I've got a handful of seeds in each one of these cells. They're larger cells, maybe 2x2s. So like only like little 6-packs, but I have a handful of seeds per each, you know. And once they sprout, I'm gonna split them apart. Lesson learned last year: don't split apart your corn. Corn needs to, probably shouldn't even transplant it, but I like to keep my stuff away from the bunnies. So I try to use propagation trays as much as I can, get them as big as I can before putting them out there. But the sunflower tech, I try to create this nice sunflower tech. And so far, all of the seeds that I collected and saved from last year, which by the way, I have thousands of sunflower seeds.
I know I need a hookup, Red.
I got
Me too.
handfuls for you. I got
I got a
handfuls for
fence
everybody in
line.
the
I
group.
want to put some
I
sunflowers.
want to get
on.
everybody hooked up with a handful of sunflowers, and definitely like freebies, giveaways with my cannabis seeds or anything like that. You're gonna get some sunflower seeds as well, just because I think that it has such a great coexistence with each other. Like they grow great together, grow fantastic together. They help each other.
How would you market your sunflower seeds, Red? GMO free, low carb. Wait, no, they're
Definitely.
probably high carb.
Well, let's see. here.
Vegan?
Dude,
Vegan.
They make you
Uh,
sleepy.
cruelty
They're a
free?
sedative for sure.
Are they
Free,
keto?
Agree.
Uh,
I had my buddy Gerald bouncing around on them, so they are squirrel mended.
okay.
They're
Huh?
squirrel mended.
All right.
Still important thing.
Squirrel safe.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
My mama Robin already has chicklets. I already have chickens. I
I
already
didn't
have
know
take
you
care
had
of
a
that-
robin.
Hatch-
Did you take care of that
hatchlings.
nest yet, Red?
No, I couldn't. I got back from vacation. I was gone for 3 days. I pulled it. I'm gone for 3 days. It's already got an egg in it. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I don't want to get rid of the egg. You know what I mean? Because now it
I gotta
hatched,
move your smoke
you know?
spot.
There's actually 2. So there's 2 little. I moved it. You know, it's been moved. It's officially in the sunshine. I'm just gonna toss up my canopy like I usually do.
Well,
Yeah. So I already got a couple hatched before May. They already hatched like a week ago already. It's amazing.
dude, I'm so glad that you said you have extra sunflower seeds because I was thinking if I had to come to your house to try to pick one of these sunflower, I'm gonna have a hard time jamming that in the truck. By the time I get
have-
to, you'd probably be 5
I
feet
got
tall. Look like a
so many
Dank Man
different
Dan plant or
phenotypes.
something, you know.
So many different phenotypes of seeds. Like this one that I had.
I want
was-
those monsters from last time.
It was like this mammoth looking. I call it the woolly mammoth. It's like a prehistoric looking plant.
That's the
right?
one.
It's this huge head and just this huge droopy leaves, and it looks really gnarly. And I saved those seeds. There's little short, stubby, fat black seeds. And some of the really, really other mammoth sunflowers had these really deep, long, like if you picture like a tooth, you know what I mean? Like a really long, narrow tooth, like super weird and
Bang.
like tooth-like, right? And then the tallest sunflowers of the garden, the very, very tallest American giants, little tiny, short, little white seeds. So like all these different phenotypes of seeds, I got them all saved. And hopefully I'm going to have but obviously different varieties, but even within the same varieties, I got different phenotypes of seeds. Like the mammoth, for example, I got 3 different types of mammoth seeds. One of
It's
them,
very
being
interesting.
woolly mammoth, is like a short, stubby. Oh, definitely. On the cannabis realm, the grape ape seeds, huge. Granddaddy purple, little tiny black seeds. Both in like that, would you consider like an Afghan indica, right? But they're like totally different.
And they
Totally
both have the
different.
same potential.
Or not Afghan indica, but like maybe like an Indian landrace indica or something. Same potential. Yeah, like super purple, super squat, short, not much stretch. Very similar, if not similar. Jack would probably be able to know. They probably have one of each other in them. I think Grape Ape has GDP in it or vice versa or something like that, but totally different seed style. Obviously my phenotypes, who knows if they even came from each other, but anyways, that was a lot what's going on around here. I gotta give Becca a shout out too, man. She damn near painted like this whole space around me. I'm kind of moving my studio space around, stuff like that, and she's kind of helping me out and actually just
Nice.
So what happened to the plant, man?
re-energize
Oh shit! Where's the plant? The
Yeah,
first question.
the plant. The plant that was right behind me. It's
Get him
moved. It's
Spartan.
over just on the other side of the house, just because these things here needed the space.
I don't know. Spartan was
And,
giving you hell on
uh,
fucking the
He
late
let
sesh
Becca
for
water it
dude.
for 2 weeks or something.
It's gonna
and it
go. It's
died.
gonna go behind me when I move. I'm gonna move some stuff around, and assuming my desk isn't too far and the video's not too weird and narrow, and you're like getting my kitchen, I'm probably just gonna have this like nice wall space. I'm just trying to set up behind me, so just slowly trying to move some stuff
I've been
around.
saying that too since I bought my house, and I haven't done anything about that particular problem yet.
We work on plant. Most importantly, I mean, I had to have enough time to water my plants. It's been 80 degrees. I haven't had I'm not running air conditioning right now in my house just because it's beautiful out. So grow room's hot. You know what I mean? Had to make sure that in between cutting the grass, then I had to shower before I go into my grow room. You know what I mean? We can talk about that if you want. It's a great time of season. Some of us might have yard work. Even if you live in an apartment and you have a tent grow, you might be brushing up against your
How to get thrips, man.
bushes. Yeah.
Oh,
just going in and
Jesus.
out of the house.
Aphids on roses too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, aphids, yep.
You gotta watch that stuff. Ants, all that kind of stuff. Bring them into your house. But yeah, showered, got the garden watered up. Everything looking good.
I'm glad you said that about AC Red, because I'm checking my pulse monitor right now and it's telling me, I don't know if you can see it.
It's almost
I'm
a
at
white screen.
86
There you go. There you go.
degrees.
Perfect.
86. I better get the fuck down there and get my AC turned on.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
That's
at
not
least
too bad.
at least some air circulation. Yeah, at least some air circulation. Might not be too bad. Are you running LEDs? I can't remember what you say you're running down there.
Yeah,
LED.
I've got
That's not
that
too bad,
same
then.
Lauraflux 8 blade that Sequence just picked up, and then I've got 3 HLG 550 V2 SAR specs.
Yeah. Your surface temperature might be getting a little up there, but I feel like it's like the reverse. I don't know from experience, but like
It is. I've got leaf curl happening. I just keep
Do you?
forgetting to turn on my damn
Yeah.
AC.
maybe get a little
Speak-
moisture in the air.
You got that
bump up the
CO2
moisture.
running, Painted Lady, or
No,
no?
I don't fuck with it, Dan. I measured it not too long ago with just all my appliances are gas, so it's running at about 600, just
That's fine.
natural. Yeah, so I don't mess with it. I don't
Yeah.
mess with those
Especially when you get in
tanks.
there yourself and start working, it's going to go up even higher anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, that and when I'm down there, I'm down there quite a bit. So yeah, I don't
While
mess
you're
with
talking about your garden, Painted Lady, you should talk about your future cannabis project. Painted Lady was on a show. She did a
Yes,
garden
definitely.
tour. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, yesterday, Chad Westport was nice enough to invite me on the FCPO2 show, the Perfectly Imperfect Grow Show over there on YouTube on Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I was on there with Stony. I think Stony Rockefeller's in the chat right now. I was on there with him and Mad Hatter Organics from Canada. So yeah, that was super cool. And I got to do a little garden tour, which was kind of unexpected for me. And I was glad it worked out because I couldn't get my camera to turn around on my phone for some crazy reason. So anyway, yeah, it was super fun. And anybody.
What they think of your solo cup?
Well, the solo cup is looking real sad because she's harvested, so she's just kind of like wilting in the cup. So yeah, she's not looking as pretty as she once did, but yeah, I think the show went well, and it was nice to see everybody's garden. Stony is killing it over there in Illinois, and I forget which area Mad Hatter's from in Canada. I'm just, it's Canada. Cheers, Canadians. But yeah,
It was a big hit.
Dropped a link in the chat for the link to the
Everybody
show.
had a lot of positive things to say in chat, so it was cool.
Thanks, Cheddar Bob. I appreciate that, and thanks, Spartan, for joining yesterday. Appreciate it. I wasn't able. They used a weird platform that I'm used to using Zoom, and they had like StreamYard or something, and so I wasn't able to look at chat at the same time. So
It was interesting. The production aspects of that software were pretty cool. I have to admit, some of the stuff he was able to do. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He was shuffling around the screen when there was like 3 people. They had like 3 right across from each other.
Stepping up that production,
bringing up people's comments, and they'd be highlighted on the screen. That was pretty cool. And I don't remember.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I wasn't sure how that was happening.
Yeah, he had to have been selecting them because you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Maybe.
StreamYard's trying to compete with Zoom hard. They're stepping up their game.
Seems like it's an very similar to OBS type software.
And speaking while we're
Might be
talking
able to
about
use
guest
OBS.
show things, I want to give a shout out to the Caribou Heart Organics group that's in the chat. I'd seen that Spartan was on, was it Friday night that you joined? Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you just pop in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't know you were gonna be on there, and then I jumped in there, and you were there.
GML canceled, so I just jumped on. They were on their show, and I was just watching it. And I mentioned that, hey, I didn't have anything to do. I'd jump on if they wanted me to jump on. And
it's a mercenary panelist.
Oh, it was awesome sitting there hanging out with Prophet and just fucking shooting the shit with him. Because their Friday show is just like the late sesh, you know what I mean? Just shoot the shit, whatever's. So then, Prophet's Unleashed, he say what the fuck he wants. Well, not that it matters. He says what the fuck he wants anyway. But it was cool to hang with everybody there. I thought, sit there talking with Caribou. I love talking to breeders. Just kind of prick their brain on how they do shit.
I turn on their show and I have no idea what I'm going to hear or what kind of show it's going to be.
Most likely going to be entertaining, though.
It's going to be entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah, I missed it. I missed it this morning too. I was bummed.
I was there this morning.
I enjoyed Uncle Rick's visit over here too.
Oh, Uncle Rick is always the best.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. They had a great show this morning. I caught a section of it, and then I had to jet. But those guys had an awesome morning show.
So I'm getting feedback from the chat saying that my audio's low. You guys think my audio's low?
No?
Not bad for me, but
sounds great.
The people want to hear the words of the Spartan.
Talk more.
I think the rest of our audio is higher than yours, though, so the balance is off that way.
Oh, well, I don't know how to adjust it off the top of my head, and I am too faded right now.
Are we all too loud for you?
Red, you're never accused of being too loud.
Oh,
Yeah,
actually,
don't turn yourself down, Red. Don't do anything, Red.
Don't touch anything, Red. Leave it the fuck alone.
Go up. Okay, up. More?
Now,
Okay,
a minute
more.
ago,
More?
Abolished held up a blunt and was fucking with it, and he said he would tell us what that was in a
he was
moment.
fucking with it.
Yeah,
All the way up, guys. All the way up.
I can do that before I actually light this thing up. One of my good buddies from Valhalla stopped by, and he dropped me off a little care package. And one of the things in it is this baller brush. It's pretty cool. It's got a, I believe it's a makeup brush or something like that in it. Get in front of the camera. But yeah, you just paint it on there.
Is that like
It's
blunt
got a
glue?
little knob here to click to get more. I don't want to do
Is there
it
like
anymore.
extract in there?
It's distillate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was glue to glue your blunt closed.
No,
I have messed around with it a little bit.
Oh, I
with
seen him
that.
on Friday when
That
you got him.
work.
heck yeah, that's cool.
I was lucky enough to go over and hang out with Abolished and Miss C on Friday. It was nice. Got to smoke some nice dank.
Right. Broke out one of the few nugs of sour melon I got left. It was an honor to see you.
Hell yeah, man. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat for us. See what we can do with them.
Dan,
Yes, sir.
what's all the stuff you said in the pre-show
Yeah.
that you're not saying now?
I'm like really high now.
Kim D.
Chem
Jelly
D,
Joe.
yeah. Oh man, this Chem D. Shout out to my boy JR Anubis. Oh man, this is some terpy stuff. So we were I can't really show you, I'm afraid to knock
Yeah,
it
you're gonna
off.
pour it out.
Yeah. My buddy from work, actually he's my boss, came over, we washed it, turned out fabulous. And it's been curing while I've been gone. We were actually out of town for a while and come back and it is just blowed up with terps. I opened it up this afternoon when we got home and my wife come around the corner and accused me of having a gas stove on. I was like, no, that's
when you
just
know
this
it's good.
little gram jar of this rosin. And oh man, it's loud. Chem D cookies, JR Anubis, check them out. So that was that. And then let's see, like I mentioned, we were gone for a little mini vacation and I didn't know what to do with my flowering pots while I was gone. So shout out to the Frugal Forest and their exuberant ways of keeping plants going. I was able to fill a couple of cement mixing totes with some hydrogen and put some pH water in there. I know probably didn't need to be pH, but I pH'd it anyway and set my pots in there and they lasted 5 days. No problems, no drooping and praying the whole time. And shout out to the Frugal Forest for the great tips to keep your plants up and running when you're not able to maintain them on a daily basis.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Sequence, that was really interesting what you just put in the chat. You said the plant
Yeah.
on the left side of the cross is always a female and the right side is the male. I did not know that, so
Yep.
thank you.
So if you ever
Each
see like
person, though.
a strain drop, like a runts F1 thing, they'll cross runts to a bunch of stuff. All of the stuff they crossed it to will be on the left side because those are the females, and then the male is on the right side. If it's reversed, it's still a male, and that, you know, the sex of the plants, so it would still be on the right side. Assuming your breeder knows one thing about breeding, that's how
Yeah.
you write it. That's how you write it down.
Yeah, Jack says male second or reverse plant second.
Thank you, Jack.
Jack's got your back.
Yeah, I always thought that was pretty interesting. So that's something that
Yeah.
people could know.
I'm going to be adding some new light spectrum to my grow room, my flower room. Bloom Yellow Bottles has an Adjust-A-Wings CMH. And they're going to send me a couple and I'm going to add those and see what happens. Cause I don't know if you guys follow Lovin' in Her Eyes, but she plays around with varied spectrum and adds CMH. And I think she messes around with HPS and LED and kind of put certain plants in front of all of them. And so I'm going to check those out for them. And they were kind enough to send me a couple of those. So they should be arriving this week. And I will start having pictures up soon of the rest of the grow because I'm just going to add them right now. I don't know what it'll do to it, but
I love that you shout her out because, yeah, I love her name. I love you shout her out often because she doesn't get enough shout outs, I don't think. Her her page is all like watching
Great
her
pictures, great photos.
marketing and everything grow over the years. It's been
She
awesome.
is incredible,
So
I
awesome.
think. And yeah, her candy camo G's are moving along really nicely. So I'm stoked to see how those are going to turn out. I think I'm going to run those through pretty quick and see what they look like, because they're a limited release and I don't see anybody else's pictures yet. So I kind of want to be like, bam, get my pictures out there.
Heck yeah.
See
Do
what
it.
they look
So
like.
what would you do to run them through quick? Would you just keep them in a smaller pot?
Shorter veg time. I
Shorter
usually
veg
like to
time.
veg for a longer time because I have the space to be able to let the plants get bigger. I'm lucky enough to have the space in flower to let them get big and do my whole matrix lollipoppy system. And anyway, yeah, so I'll just see what happens with that. I'm just gonna run them through maybe, I don't know, maybe a 4-week veg or 6-week veg, and then throw them over there and see what happens. But, or maybe 2 and leave one, grow it, the other
Yeah.
one out. I topped 2 of them and left one of them too, just so I could keep the other one intact to see what it grows like naturally, because I like to do that first. But
Did you say what wattage they are? Do you know?
The bloom lights.
they're 315s.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2 315s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try. I just never committed. That'll be really
Yeah.
cool, I think.
We'll
Shout
see.
out to-
I mean,
You're gonna get penetration and like everything.
yeah, and with the reflector things on the side, like it'll be, you know what I want to put under there for the rest of the time is caps. See if it just turns it on even more. It'd be kind of interesting. Just throw it, because I have 2 of them under there, or 2 of them in flower right now. Put one of them under both of those CMH. See what happens.
There's a House of Heat. You follow her. She just posted a caps picture, and it was a Mac 1, and oh my God, it's gorgeous. House of
Really?
Heat. Check her
House
out.
of Heat? Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to check her out.
She has got mad skills. Mad skills.
Awesome.
That would be cool. Anytime you got any plants that you have 2 of the same one, do one under the CMH and one under the LEDs. Then way you have a good comparison,
And one
Yeah.
in the middle.
It's cool you brought that up because I'm actually in the process of redoing all of my tents right now, except for my Canon tent. And I actually got rid of my LEDs for those other tents, and I went back to CMH. I'm running a Grower's Choice, and the one that I've set up, and I still haven't ordered another CMH for the other 4x4 I'm going to set up. But other than my Canons, I'm going back to CMH because I always love the response that I got out of my plants, especially the OG. The OG would get pink hairs off the CMH. No other light does that.
I'm stoked to check them out. I've never run CMH, and I, like I said, I've seen what comes out of Lovin's garden, and man, it's got to be that varied spectrum. Among other things. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not just the spectrum, but
Yeah, I would think that every plant's gonna have a little bit different expression under that thing. So
I'm
you're gonna see
thinking
some neat stuff.
I'm excited
shout
to
out-
check them out.
Shout out to Select Pheno. I just saw he dumped, I think, his fluences and went and upgraded for 3 or 4 CMHs, and it's going to go that route versus LED for
Wow.
turps.
I'm the opposite. I shit on CMHs all the time.
That's a fucking surprise.
I just for me, I put them.
Cheddar Bob in the chats with you, Spartan, says that their LED smokes their CMH.
100%, man. Especially in short spaces, man. CMHs, you gotta give them so much more.
Dirty or
space.
catfishing 2009 call. They want their CMH back.
Yeah.
That's
changing
fine.
bulbs.
That's good shit,
God,
man.
that too. Why do you want to go back to changing bulbs and all? Yeah, no.
Hey,
I've still
still
got a magnetic
under-
fucking ballast that's got the switch on the back for metal halide.
And I got fucking. They got.
Oh, that's what I got.
I can't even say that I was gonna make a joke and say that my fucking street lights I can use those for metal halides, but they're
LEDs now
LED
too. They've
Yeah,
changed
they're
all
fucking
those.
even LED, so I can't even say that even the fucking street lights have been upgraded since then.
I'm just going by what I've seen with my eyes because I've been running the same strains for fucking ever. And I have to say I did better with those strains under CMH than I have in the last 2 years of LED.
I switched from HPS to metal halide. Double-ended HPS to double-ended metal halide. I had some loner bulbs my homie had, and I had to swap my bulbs out, of course. But I have the ceiling height to run them. and I'm really excited. Except it's hot as hell in that room underneath those
Is it?
bulbs. Yeah, I definitely have to keep like a sweater or a hoodie on because I
I
can feel it
heard
on my
that,
skin.
Red.
Damn.
I heard that it really can burn your plants too.
Well,
Do you
it's
really
much
have
higher
I-
up.
I don't know about burn. Like I haven't had any like intensity issues yet. My plants are still in late stretch. They're probably 3 to 4 weeks in, so like they're pretty good. But I mean, my lights are like 4 or 5 feet above my
Right.
canopy.
And you said they are
Way
double
up.
ended too.
They're double ended at 1,000 watt. Yeah, I mean they've been rolling 1,000 watts since. I haven't seen any stretch differences. Maybe slightly taller. You know, it's a little. They're bigger plants. I'm getting bigger plants, so I'm expecting less of a yield, but I'm expecting a better product. Which see how that works out because I'm happy with my product as it is. So I'm excited for
Right.
that.
Dude, we're
if-
happy with your product. As
I'm
it is,
interested
too.
to see if you make it get much better.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I apparently like because of the UV, because of the additional intensity, like you get more trichome density. So I'm curious to see kind of what happens if it increases
So,
potency, if it increases.
Jack brought
Change
up
it
a good
across the
point.
board or just on a couple?
What's that, Dan?
Did you change it across the board throughout all your lights? Or just a
So
couple?
far, so far. So the beginning. Okay, so there's not a true test because in the beginning, out of the 6 lights that are in the square space of the room, I changed 4 of them, while I still had a row of plants in late flower under HPS. So the HPS were running on a side of the room, but a majority of the plants are directly under metal halide. Now, as I move into it, I actually have to. I think if I can like switch. My grow store will stock 10,000 K, but they're finishing bulbs. I'm curious if I can get something. They have them in like 6K, 65K. So I'm trying to figure out maybe if I can get like a 6 or 8K and just kind of run that. But I'm gonna see what I finish with the bulbs I have. I'm honestly not
Gotcha.
even sure exactly what the spectrum is that I got. My homie just gave them to me and I popped them up there without like much thought of it. I just knew that they were metal halide and that they were in a higher Kelvin range, but I'm not really sure exactly what the exact spectrum is. So now I'm curious because apparently I can choose my spectrum with these bulbs. I'm really excited about that. So
Absolutely.
unfortunately, they are about another $50 more expensive than just some regular old Hortilux double-ended HPS bulbs. Like these metal halides are like in the 120 range. That's after discount. They're like $170, $180 light bulbs.
So,
So
like Jack said in the chat, you change them a lot less often.
yeah, metal halide, you really don't like. I've had these metal halides. I shouldn't even talk about the metal halides that I have running in there right now because I'm riding on
already
faith
know.
on
Yeah.
good spirits right now
We
with them.
believe ya.
So yeah,
Yeah, man.
they've been running for a really long time, doing me very well. So I love metal halide for those reasons. But they are, man. You really should protect your skin under those and any other kind of like bulbs are producing some sort of UV light, especially without glass in your hoods or anything like that. Glass can sometimes absorb a little bit of that UV, but I mean, yourself good sunglasses. We always talk about some Method 7s.
I need to
Method
get some
7s
Method 7s.
are
I
worth
still
it.
haven't gotten any. I need
Worth
to
it,
get
worth it,
some.
worth it,
The,
man.
the HPS
No,
Plus are
man.
even nicer now underneath those metal
I'm going
halides.
blind. I swear it's from my
That's
life.
a big thing is like when you get into their website and you realize that they actually sell like aviator glasses and everything else. Yeah, there you go. Spartan Scott is right there. I love mine. I have very, very lightly colored eyes, like real light blue. So I'm really, really light sensitive to shit in general. So like to the point of getting migraines and things like that. So once I got those, because I had some cheap shit before, you know what I mean? Like the stuff you find on Amazon for like 14, 15 bucks, but just take care of your eyes. You've only got one set of eyes. Don't just take this too lightly.
I bought the Method 7 clip-ons because I'm under a lot of intense light at
You're a
work.
grandpa.
And yeah, these clip-ons, they work great.
Austin Shade. Hot call me
Grandpa's
kettle
going fishing.
black.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. And actually, man, I dropped them and they broke.
Rumors
So
are turning on themselves.
at this
Yeah,
point,
this is
at this
unheard of.
point,
This is in.
I'm willing to, because I need my glasses for up close shit. Because like, I got that boomer vision. And yeah,
They've got a warranty. Dude.
Love it.
Send 'em
I'm
back,
gonna,
they'll get
I'm
you
gonna,
new
I'm gonna spend the money and buy the prescription lenses because I'm under
Nice.
a lot.
Oh, that's sick.
Right. Well, and the
Yeah,
other thing
we're
is
gonna
too,
do
Dan,
that.
when you just have the flip down ones, you have no protection for the sides of your
No,
eyes.
Yeah,
One of the
that's
things
the
I liked
no.
big
about the Method
thing.
7 is when you've
And-
got them on properly and they're pushed up, you have a complete, like, utter
Yeah.
seal as far as your eyes are concerned.
Not all of them. I got the
And they
$60
give you
one.
they give
What are
you
the
a
ones
true
that- what-
picture
which
too
ones?
of your.
They're like just, you know.
Hold on, let me go get mine.
You can still diagnose plants underneath, using them and stuff. That's why I like them. They give you a nice crisp picture of the.
That's what I was concerned about is the color.
Absolutely, yes. You can
Okay.
still see deficiencies and stuff.
To me, yeah, you
the
definitely
ones I
can. It
have.
reminds you of almost making it look more HPSy through your
See on
eyes,
the
but not
sides.
as
Yeah,
yellow.
like my cheap ones, they turn everything green
Yeah.
or
Oh
blue.
yeah,
Same thing, yeah.
yeah.
No, just going back to these for a minute, though, these are a tool just like anything else. Just like I hope you're not home struggling through ounces and ounces with a shitty pair of trimmers. I hope that you take care of your eyes as well. No matter what you're using. If there's HPS ones, everything else, just take care of your eyes. It's a good reminder.
And while we're on this subject, maybe one of you guys can elaborate a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure I heard somebody a lot smarter than me talk about how clones and whatnot, they're just used to being grown under certain types of light, like these legacy clones and whatnot, and they just don't want to perform as well under the new lighting or whatever. And that could be the case with the OG. It's used to the HBS CMH, that high intensity bulb.
Yeah.
My
Just
only
like I've
argument
heard people
there,
talk about how seeds bred in a greenhouse need to be tested indoors first, stuff like that.
yeah, my only argument there would be is like if they adapted to a different light, then you'd think as you grew them, they would adapt again, to whatever
Yeah.
the new light source is.
That's that sweetness of the third
Kept it
grow
a
when you get a
while for
clone from
sure,
somebody
Then
or
who
it
takes
would
them
bred.
in.
then again, you could argue if you like selected, like you were selectively picking plants and you were doing that under a certain spectrum, it's possible that you've selected for that spectrum for
Yeah,
that
it's like
express
outdoor
pattern.
strain.
Expression under that spectrum.
And I want to throw a disclaimer out there. I'm not disagreeing with anybody out there on it. This is just what takes out it. Running these kind of lights take out more moving parts in my grow, which is a key thing that I'm going for. I don't have to control as many things when I have one or two rooms that have CMHs or a high intensity light in there, bringing in some heat.
Yeah, it's always one of those things that we reiterate is that like everybody's grow has to work for them and has to work for their life and all of that stuff. And that's why I use Jackson salts is because I think that it works the best for me. And then other Abolish likes doing the sips and Spartan likes doing the sips and Scobo likes the dirt. And we all
Do
do
the
it however
organic
hell.
bottle.
The organic bottle.
You got to say soil. You don't want to trigger any organic zealots in there. Dirt's dead. Soil's living.
There you go.
Shredder, you can get different color temperatures of both of those lights. That might explain what you're seeing there.
That's that R spec, right? That's 660. Is that what that would be?
Well, they make 3,000 watt or 3,000
3K
Kelvin and 30,
4K.
30. Yeah. So the different lights are different color temperatures.
I have 4K in veg and 3K in flower.
So I planted 2. So I originally planted 4 autoflower seeds into my root right cubes, and what it was 2 each of one was two were power grape and 2 were the what the hell was it called, sparkle face, and 2 were sparkle face. And my original plan was to run the 2 sparkle face inside in my living cocoa beds, and then run the 2 power grape outside. The sparkle face are feminized, but the power grape are not. So then I was like, you know what? Screw that. I want to do one of each inside and one of each outside. So the first 2 that popped, I just planted today inside. And then when the next 2 pop, they're going to go in pots and start going outside probably by the end of this month. Or I might just take them outside in pots and then, bring them in, do that kind of song and dance. But And then what my plan is, so that what are we in now? We're in May. So my plan is probably by the end of May, get 2 more autoflower seeds and get them to be popped so that I can get them planted outside in, what would that be, June, and then do it every month. Do 2 every month until, so the last month would be August, would be the last 2 to go out, because that would give me August, September, October, like even November if it goes late. And I should be harvesting. Let me see if these first ones go out in May. So May, June, July. So as early as July, end of July, beginning of August, I'll start harvesting. And so right when I start harvesting, I'll be stopping, putting them out there, and then I should be harvesting all the way until October, November. 2 plants.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Not too much, because you don't want to get killed with the outdoor. Sequence can tell you all about when the big outdoor comes down and how long that
I
takes
can
to
tell
process.
you all about
shit.
that shit. Jeez,
Spartan knows all about harvesting and trimming a lot of weed.
that fucking sucks.
Well, I mean, this
Yeah,
is a
lab.
great way to augment it, so you can do photo periods as well. Let's say that you had some proven 55, 65-day strains that you have already worked with. Those can be your photo period outside, but you can still run all summer long with 100-day plants or less.
Sometimes yes and no. You have to know when it's going to initiate on flowering. Sometimes it doesn't initiate. Like sometimes those good 55 dayers don't initiate flower until the end of August. And then the
Sometimes
55
I
days-
love bringing
half
up
of the
that
seed
point,
pack
man.
will, the other half won't. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or
I've
someone
had a
getting-
long flowering strain
point.
like Crescendo go into flower really early in the year outdoors, and it matters a lot.
You just have to have experience with the cult. Like you can experiment with anything one season, but you're gonna
You
get
can
better.
figure
in the
that out
following season.
indoors too, just no one tries.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn your flower lights to 14 hours instead of 12 hours and see if it goes into flower. That's how you figure it out.
Yeah, it's a
Then
good
turn
point.
them to 13 hours.
Yeah, you could literally just buy a small tent and do that test yourself and not have to fuck with everything else.
Exactly.
And that would take all winter, and then it'd be ready for spring.
Yeah, I'm just testing autos outside this year just to see if I can get away with it. I might screw around with a photo period next year, train low if it's not a super stinky plant. My neighbor I already know grows because I fucking watched him last year, so he thinks he's sly, but I see what's going on. I'm not stupid.
know what's up, he says.
So it's like I'm not concerned about is it possible. I'm concerned about is somebody gonna rip it or not. And his didn't get ripped,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's
That's a good
making
sign.
me try, yeah.
I think I'm gonna
Oh.
run that Planet of the Grapes auto from Ethos outdoors just as a deck plant.
Nice.
Last year I ran like 10 outside and that was dumb. And an indoor, it's stupid. So yeah,
A lot
like
of work.
couple, like me, I might run that. What were you at in that multi-pass last time with those auto
Like
sequence?
the Twizzlers or
We got 3 autos. There was a
Yeah,
crescendo, wasn't there?
Yeah, Crescendo, Planet of the Grapes,
Oh,
and Pluto or something like that. Pluto cut.
Oh, maybe
I
I'll run
think-
that one.
Wasn't it Pluto cut of Planet of the Grapes?
Oh, that might be it. I don't know. I could
don't
figure it out really
remember
quick,
now,
I'm sure.
but- Yeah, I think I might run that too. Spartan, just run like maybe 2 outside and that's it.
You're getting ready to get a bunch
you know
more
what you
autos.
need to do? You know what you gotta do, Painted Lady? You gotta
What?
go to your fucking favorite store, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, either one.
Yeah.
And go to the garden set, the outside section usually is
Yep.
where it's at, and get you a fucking sip container. And
Yeah.
put that bitch on your fucking porch, and you can butt chug those fucking autos on the back porch. Make
Okay,
it
that's-
real fucking easy.
I should
That's a
do that. I
Great
should.
idea.
Can I make one out of PVC myself?
Oh, why do you gotta make shit difficult? Yeah,
'Cause-
you can make shit if you want to. Fuck.
Well, I have a
Fuck,
whole
he
bunch
said-
of. You saw the PVC I have in my backyard. It's just sitting there because I never built that hoop house last year. I just put up a fucking camping tent over the top of them, and so I was like, "Fuck that, building that hoop house," because those plants were too big by the time I put it there. I would have had to build like a 20-foot hoop house.
Dude, Doc Dankenstein had a carport last year that he just fucking put some clear plastic over, rocked and rolled, roll up the
Dude,
sides.
I've
and
always
shit.
wanted
Smart,
to do that.
man.
When I saw those, I've always thought those would be so awesome, just wrapped in plastic and growing.
He asked me for advice on what to use as far as like greenhouse plastic, and then how to secure it with the wiggle wire, and where to order it and stuff. And I hooked him up, and he made that shit. And it worked perfect, I think.
Dude,
Even light depth in
grew
there, I
some-
think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did or not. I don't think he had to. But
Okay.
he had some
hooked up a
monster
wiggle wire?
Oreos and GMO.
Yeah, he
and
put a
all
wiggle
kinds of
wire
shit in
track on a car
Sweet.
thing on the
I
outside.
gotta see this thing.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
nice.
so cool.
So, Painted Lady, to answer your question, you can. The easiest way that I can think of is just get a 5-gallon bucket. You know, pick your distance off the bottom of the fucking bucket for your reservoir. You know, I'd go, you know, a good way so you have a decent sized res, and then drill holes so that you have runoff once you get to that level, and then fill that up with fucking something like expanded clay pellets or
Shredder says
Box.
aquarium under gravel filters.
that's pretty specific, but okay.
Man, how many
And-
people still have those?
I'm just, that's what he said, and I'm just kind of like, wow, that's sounding kind of complicated.
But I mean, you could just fill it with rocks if you wanted to. Just something
Yeah,
to
that
hold
sounds good.
something to
more
hold
my
the soil up, you know, and then the soil on top of that, and then throw your PVC tube in there so that you could water through.
Yep.
And when you fill it with water, you just water it until water comes out of that hole you drilled, and you know you watered up to that point, and you're good.
Cool. I think I am going to do that because.
Or you go to Home Depot and fucking buy one and be done with it. But
Oh,
it's up to you. You
Doing
do
all the
it.
work sounds
You
more
get-
like her style.
I know. She's gonna do whatever's the most fucking difficult.
Yeah, whatever takes the most work.
You make it even easier. Just
you
go to
do know
Walmart.
me.
Just go to Walmart or whatever, grab you
Said you do know me.
their little cloth bags for $1, and you grab a kiddie pool, and you just butt chug in that kiddie pool with them little
But
Walmart.
C had that shit kicking, man.
Yeah, that's
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
butt
that's
chugging
what
in the
I'm
kiddie
yeah.
pool all last summer.
That's
Oh,
even
that
better.
was like
Yeah,
a whole
just do
bag
the whole
of
giant
Hydroton.
kiddie pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to use hydrogen. You can buy the, oh shit, what is it actually called? It's like hydrogen, but it's bigger. And you buy it at
Lava
like
rock?
garden stores. It comes in the
lava
rock.
rock.
shit.
Lava
You
rock?
buy
Way
that.
further for your
Red pumice.
Yeah, but what I would do is when I used it, I rinsed it off first because I didn't want all that bullshit. But I was using it in a bed rather than like outdoors. But if I was just doing it
Man,
in a
there's
pool,
so much
just,
dust on that stuff.
dude, there's
Yeah.
a shit ton more than you want there to be. You're like, holy fuck.
So
That's why
much
it's so
dust.
dusty when you spill it, you know? Like,
You could just
I
go to
don't
Home
breathe
Depot.
it.
You could buy a fucking container already done. You don't have to fuck with any of that shit, and you could just throw soil in it and be done.
You could go foraging for your own lava rock and find lava rock on the beach of volcanic areas along the Great Lake
That
shoreline.
sounds like one of the most time-consuming ways to do it.
Yeah.
There you
Think of
go.
all
Yeah,
the
Painted Lady's
micro-
all about that one. That's what she wants to do. She's
Think
gonna
of all the
mine
microbes
her
we
own
bring home,
fucking rock first.
By the time she gets her rocks. Yeah.
hey, that would be from stone to
You know how many
smoke.
microbes I just dropped all over my
That's
keyboard
single
since
source.
then?
Single source stone
How many
to smoke.
microbes
It's
are in
exactly
this thing,
sequence.
though?
Good
You
idea.
might as well
I don't know
collect
anybody
all your
else that's doing it.
minerals while you're at it.
Right,
So many
no.
microbes are in
Not about all
this.
that.
You're right, Red. There's a
Little
ton of
butter
native
fat
microbes
around.
in there.
Think about the biodiversity if you made you a little butt chug setup with all those rocks you've been collecting, Red.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm collecting them.
Red, don't
Put 'em
lick
with
them.
the-
You're going to end up with worms.
Fantastic
That's a
stone.
good point.
Dasky worms.
Potassium.
Dasky worms.
Potasky worms. Put them on the bottom
Red-
of Google culture. That'd be cool.
These are
I'm gonna go out on a
We-
limb and guess that Red's had worms before.
Dude.
Hey,
Has he had ringworms? That's the question. It's 2 minutes to hash time.
The
Good
trick
man,
is
Dan.
you got to swallow the predator worms to go after the other worms, and you're good.
The
I-
predator
I
worms.
can't answer these.
Release
like,
the ninja
because
toads.
I don't want to. I don't want
Hey,
to like will
I
them
run
into
the
my life.
toads.
I want
Red,
to
you
will
ever had a
little red
tapeworm
wig
or a
blooms
hookworm?
and compost worms, not
Daddy
walking
Red
in
is
a
in the
garden
chat,
barefoot?
so we
beneficial
can know.
worms, not parasitic worms. We don't need parasitic or any kind of parasites.
Did you say
in our lives.
beneficial worms?
Yeah, beneficial
Yeah.
worms.
Yeah.
night crawlers, earthworms.
Tapeworm.
But you meant like you had beneficial worms yourself instead of a tapeworm. I was like,
no,
the fuck?
no. Your
Dude, those are-
compost.
No,
bin,
no, no,
Your
no.
compost bin will get beneficial worms like red wigglers, rather than parasitic worms like
Indeed.
tapeworms. That way, when you go
Okay,
dig
good.
around in it, you're getting red wigglers and not tapeworms going under your fingernails. That when you lick your fingernails, you get tapeworm. That's not what you want.
It's a good point. Wear gloves. We mess
Hash
with
time.
compost.
Now, Red said
Gloves.
hash time, but usually in the other shows, he's like, did we have hash time yet? Like a half hour later.
With it.
He's gonna say that in
My-
a half an hour.
Yeah,
Took my
exactly.
daily medicine today. Look at this rollerball. How much? So I trimmed a couple ounces with some scissors similar to, where did they go? Right in front of me. These ones with springs. And all I did was trim a couple of ounces, and within 48 hours, my carpal tunnel came back. I've trimmed pounds with the Chingmascos within the last few weeks, few months. You know what I mean? And just no issues ever since switching over. When my carpal tunnel issue got the worst that I had felt it, I immediately went to the grow shop and just got off the spring-loaded scissors and tried Chingmasas, and they worked. Believe it or not, I hadn't had any issues in like over a year, you know, nothing. And then as soon as I went back to these few ounces, that was it. 48 hours later, whole wrist. I mean, I couldn't sleep last night. I was up all night. Every tossing and turning. My hand is just completely cramped up. Wrist completely cramped up. I can't put any pressure on it. I also drive a stick shift. It makes it incredibly difficult just to drive, go anywhere, do anything. And a Skilbo, I put this roller ball on. I let it dry. Nice and alcohol based, dries fairly fast. And then on top of that, I tossed some of this 1-to-1 THC CBD
Oh, nice.
alignment that I had, some of this chill medicated. And that it took most of the day before it kind of wore away. And once eventually it wore away, I'd say it took a few hours, you know. My wrist has been great. My wrist has been totally fine. I've been well mobile. I actually cut the grass. I pulled weeds. I was ripping weeds out. Had to move a bunch of stuff. But it wasn't until like I was really getting mobile with everything and my blood going that it kind of started actually really feeling better. But it's still sore, of course. You know, like it didn't
Once
go
it
away
heats up, dude,
completely.
it gets better.
Red,
Yeah.
did you smoke for hash time?
Not yet. I still have to. I've been jaw jabbing. I've been giving ear bashings for hash time, but I did want to give Skibble a nice little shout out.
Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
his
for
roller
hooking me up
balls
with
are
this bad boy.
amazing.
I still
I wanted to take
have-
credit for turning Red onto the Chinkamasa scissors to begin with.
Can't see how much is in there, but I have about that much.
Saved
It's,
him
it's time for a
pounds
refill,
of
man.
flower trimming.
Yeah, I mean, you got more trimming coming, so you're going to need to re-up with those.
Ordered a 6-pack of
For a six-pack.
slightly curved type tips. Becca's been awesome learning the ways of the
Of the scissor?
yeah, she's killing it. She's probably got
Sisterhood
just
of the
much.
Traveling Scissors.
just as much weight under her belt than I do over the last couple weeks. More than me for sure. I've been busy working on other stuff, so she's been helping me out a lot. Big shout out to her helping out on the farm, man.
Red, I got to see some of your flower this week for at Abolished House, and I got to say that the nose on the grape glee and the citrique, money, man.
Well, good, man. I'm really glad. Most of that actually Becca trimmed up, helped me trim up. So I don't know how it looks.
Oh, Becky, you did a fantastic job. Good job.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, I barely touched. I think
I cannot
trimmed
believe
up.
that there's citrique rolling around and I haven't gotten any.
You're not
trimmed
rolling
the
around in it
hazmat.
yourself. The hazmat.
It's unbelievable.
It was the Red
I
Setter
can give
menu,
you an
man.
amount to roll around in if you want.
Red, I want to see you and roll around in your presence.
I have more in flour, so there's also more coming out. Early flour. It's that round I was talking about. But it's going to be under metal halide, so we'll see. It may change. I may get a slightly more robust lime.
Wouldn't that be
Big,
something?
sweeter? Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, it'd be wild. I'm
Which
working
one
on
is
a lime
the
strain
Lima-
too,
Are you
right?
doing Limerilla? Is that what you're
Liberty
doing,
Haze
Sequence?
right now.
Liberty Haze.
I
Okay.
cut clones of it yesterday, and it was very lime. So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
So when I took clones this week, I just did it yesterday. I have a small little bucket, and I made sure to hit them with the sulfur first stirred it all up with a spoon, and then once I took my cuttings, I literally drowned them in there, shook them off like rats, and then stuck them in the clone collar, and away we rolled with the oxyclone.
It's a smart way to do it, man. I like that. We're Abolish, do you want to talk for a second about the giveaway thing?
Yeah, sure. There is Girl Ski Appreciation Month, if everybody didn't notice. And tonight, on top of the one that we announced the other night, I want to do a giveaway for some seeds from Easy to Garden. This is Jesus Juice times Primal Punch F2. And to enter this giveaway, what you're going to need to do,
Regs
I don't
or
think you
femmes?
can. What was that?
Regs or femmes? They're going to want to know.
These are regs, I believe.
Okay.
I'd like to add some sunflower seeds to that to turn people onto this
Wild bird
sunflower
seed?
tech.
Bird seed.
Gonna do US only on this.
Yep. Thanks for reminding me on that. And to enter this one, I don't think you can do it right now. It's only enabled after the episode. But what you do is go down there and comment hashtag Growski, and let's type it out in chat too, so nobody misspells it or anything like I did in the announcement video.
Yeah, you did. You put Grokies in the video, which was funny.
Yeah.
So I put the hashtag in the chat, but make sure that you put it in the comments after the show
Yep.
to enter to win the giveaway.
And we'll be putting up a video within the next day or two to announce the winners of the last two, and an additional giveaway for the next couple of days. So, I mean, stay tuned. You guys make sure you're subbed up. You got that bell on all, so you see everything that's going on, because you don't want to miss out on any of these giveaways. You don't know what's coming.
Yeah, so again, in order to enter, you have to type that word in the comments of this episode after the show. The comments aren't open yet, I don't believe, so you have to wait until the live is over before you can do it.
Chris Webb, Grokies.
Grokies.
Seeds for the
I was
summer.
laughing at that too.
By this point in the show, I just want to say thanks to anybody that's joined us throughout. I hope that you are enjoying it and able to smoke along with us. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat.
Baked wanted to talk about the power increase coming to consumers, energy customers, which happens to cover most of Michigan. It's peak hour power charges, right, for the summertime. So it's like, what is it, 2 to 7 p.m.?
2 to 7,
Here,
June
2
1st.
p.m. to 7 p.m. Here it already started, they said. Where I
Oh,
live.
damn, I get until June 1st for me.
Yeah, so I have my stuff. My lights come on at 7 p.m. and then they go out. So just to avoid that, because it's 1.5 times. So that's pretty bad.
They say it's going to be
Nice.
low impact, but that's on a regular
Yeah,
growing house, not a
not a
growing
grower.
house. So yeah, you're going to feel the impact a little bit. I suggest you run them at night if you're.
Yeah, who are they to decide what a 50% increase is an impact on me?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
So
but that's a good
they-
time to remind people, even though this may not be your energy provider, that you really should look at the fine print on what you're being billed wherever you're at.
Yeah, because you might be paying this already.
And keep in mind also your energy provider might also have a plan that like works for your growing schedule. There's where I came from in Florida, you could, I don't know, like use electricity at night or something, and it would be way cheaper, but during the day it was a lot more. And if you can work that, I couldn't because I'm on computers and stuff all the time. But if that works for you, you can save a lot of money as a grower that way.
Said the guy with a big, cool, colored computer by his side. That
I
he
said
spends a
I
lot of-
couldn't do it.
So when they sent me, so when consumers
Like
sent me that, telling me about all that, they had a projection because I have a smart meter, so they know when I use my power. They had a projection on there. My bill's gonna go down. Well, they project my bill's gonna go down $10.
Hell yeah, man!
Nice, man.
Sign me up. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Uncle Rick says that's a computer.
I gotta check to see if they have one for me. I didn't know they had that.
It's gonna be interesting to see what those two CMHs add to my bill.
600 watts.
Yeah, 300.
You'll know.
Whatever they
It's
pull by the
600
kilowatt
watt.
hour.
Well,
Yeah.
Just like if
actually
you got
Unless
another
they
lower
increase-
flex, I feel well. yeah.
Actually, more
Unless
because
it's
it's
an
going to add
increase in the
heat.
temperature environment stuff. You
Yeah.
have to use more AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But the light itself, yeah.
I'm guessing probably about $50 maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, even for a small AC, it uses as much as wattage as like another fucking light, you know?
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Oh yeah, for sure. More than
We'll
like,
see. We'll see.
Well,
if
I'm
it's
curious. I'm curious because I would totally, if you get some amazing terps, I would throw one into the mix just to get that added effect.
Quality.
I want to try it. I want to check it
Absolutely.
out. I'm all about checking everything out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, try it all and see what happens.
I wonder what Select's results are going to be as far as like on your side, Dan, the resin
Well,
content for washing.
There's a reason he did it. I'm sure it wasn't a whim decision. So definitely gonna be watching his stuff, and I'm sure we'll be able to test the slurp and see what it's like under the ceramic, and we'll know. Obviously, he
Definitely.
knows.
I mean, he has fantastic flavors as it is. So if there's any improvement, it's just going to blow you away.
Yes. I mean, at his level, that's all he can do is what can I do now to step up my game? Very limited decisions, I'm sure.
Start fine tuning everything.
You too, Dan. Your rosin is incredible.
The little hash shed that could, man.
Okay. I learn every day. So big things coming, man.
Dan, that primal is fantastic, and it bears saying it on the air.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I got some more coming up. We have primal punch rolling right now. Day 37. So yeah, we'll have some more.
It's incredibly clean.
You really want to get a
light
hold of
colored.
I suggest you guys shout out to Bigfoot Lodge up here in Luzerne, and I believe it's in July.
23rd and 24th. We'll have
man.
We're gonna be up there. The Bro Show is gonna have a booth. I believe Red Setter Farm and Everyday Mary J and I are maybe doing a collab for a booth. And yeah, if you guys want to meet us and hang out, smoke some doobies and stuff, man, I suggest you show up.
I love the word doobie.
So July
23rd and 24th. Red, write it down.
Got
it. Cheddar Bob asked, does Dan run a freeze dryer?
Yes.
Yes, Dan does run a freeze dryer. To make live rosin, you definitely need a freeze dryer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The way.
It's the missing step. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but it's not hard to get low temp plates. It's not going to break your budget.
Yeah,
but
sure.
You don't need low temp plates to create quality rosin, man. I was smashing some Fire Divine Storm on that.
Okay,
you can do it with your fingers, man.
Yeah.
What is the price tag on the freeze dryer?
About 2,000 to 3,000, depending on the size.
Yeah, man. I recommend pharmaceutical grade, mid-size, so it's about $3,000. If you can change oil on a car, the oil changes on the pump are pretty simple. So
how often do you have to do that?
Every run. Well,
every run.
Well, it's really simple. Sometimes I'll do 2 runs, but it's just petcock. You just open it up, drain it out. They come with a little filter. You can get several runs out of a quart. You keep filtering it, and we actually run food through our freeze dryer too. We get the most out of it. So yeah, it's not a pain in the ass. I've had it for 8 months now or whatever, and we just ordered our first case. Just come in. We're on vacation, so I got 2 more quarts ready to go. Yeah, it's not too bad. If you want to upgrade to the pump list or the oil list, it's about $1,600 upgrade.
Chris Webb asks a good question. Dan, do you know enough about a freeze dryer to answer this? He says, maybe a dumb question, but why can't you dry in the freezer? Is there a way to convert your freezer into a freeze dryer?
Well, the freezer doesn't get your material warm enough to evaporate the moisture off the product. What the freeze dryer does, it actually freezes it down to -38, -40 degrees. And then it puts a vacuum on it and actually pulls the moisture out of the material. So as it slowly warms up the shelf that it sits on. So it takes a long time, takes about 24 hours to do it. So there's a big process between trying to dry in your freezer and, dry it in the freeze dryer. I suggest you microplane if you would like to dry in your freezer. And there's a lot of videos on microplaning out there.
Thank you, Dan. I think it's a big point there that the trays in the freeze dryer actually heat up to sublimate all of the moisture out while it's pulling that
Dude, I
vacuum.
can never remember that word. Thank you. Sublimate.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna do another dab as a celebration for pulling that one out. I'm really proud. Cheddar Bob says the freezer just freezes the moisture in the hash, and yeah, I think that's exactly what would happen.
And then once it's frozen, I believe they microplane it and then dry it on a microplane level very slowly.
Keep in mind, if you're gonna get one, you need to go ahead and order it. See,
Yeah.
there's one company and
And
they are
there's a
backed up
waiting
all
list.
the time.
Well, no, I believe like low temp plates, they order a shit ton. I think they have some.
Okay.
They're probably slightly marked up, but you can get them right away. But you're gonna pay a price for it.
Yeah.
They're
fine.
out there. It's a big step, but hey,
Chet wanted to know what kind of oil you use for that, Dan.
it's a vacuum pump oil from Harvest Right. For me to keep their warranty, I run their products. So
You can also get, Dan, would you advocate getting the oilless pump? Like for people
yeah,
that wanna do
if
that?
you're able to do it, go for it, man. You're gonna save yourself a little time. To me, it's not that bad.
It costs a little bit of money.
Yep. It takes me about 2 minutes to change oil. So
Who had that? Was
How
it
much is the
Am I
oil
No Toe
cost?
guy?
how much did we pay? Like maybe
Yeah.
$26 a quart.
I think it was like they just wanted to save the money over the long term.
Yeah.
Over the
Well,
oil. I don't know.
I'm sure any vacuum pump oil would work.
But not warranted.
Well,
Not being a dick. I'm just.
I didn't buy the extended warranty, so after that, my own time we'll go to the cheap shit. But
At Reclaim for the pump oil, and Dave is over there drinking on Cambodian breast milk. It's a hell of a chat, guys.
yeah.
I wonder if he drinks that warm or cold.
98.6.
That's warm.
Damn near curdling.
Well, I think if you're not getting it right from the tap, it's weird once you're an adult, If you're getting it out of like a bag or a bottle, that's weird. But from the
Right,
tap,
yeah.
it's okay.
That's
I suppose.
yeah, I'm good. Good.
Do a quick turn there. We almost went into caribou for territory.
We're going towards late sesh real quick.
Hey, last week's late session was awesome. We got into music and all kinds of great stuff with Caribou. It was a great session. Great session.
What
Hey,
night
are
is
we
that
gonna have a
on?
guest
Bees.
tomorrow?
Bees jumped in. Yes.
Do we even know who the guest is going to be tomorrow?
Who's our
I'm
guest
here.
tomorrow?
I don't know. That's what I was
Who's our
asking.
guest tonight?
There's
Who's on
nobody
third?
tonight.
You're our guest tonight, right?
I think Baked is our guest tonight.
He's our guest every night.
Or Dan. Dan's our
He
guest.
says yes.
Dan's our guest.
I'll be your guest.
Dank Man, Dan's our guest.
Yeah, right on.
Who's our guest tomorrow night? Do we have that written down somewhere? Do we just hope to remember? Imagine we hope to
I have
remember.
no idea, man.
I don't
just
think you have
show
one
up
scheduled. We can
surprised.
probably get you one. Though.
We
Oh,
are
we-
supposed to
we
have
forgot to
someone
schedule
from
one.
Caribou Heart on, and I'm not sure if this is the week that we can get Prophet on or not. So we have to find out. I think Prophet is in chat.
Yeah, he's in chat. He's talking about how you can get breast milk online.
Prophet looks to me like a guy with a lot of free time.
He says he has
He's
no
not-
idea.
He's not been for time.
They have no idea, he says. Sounds like they kind of run the same kind of ship we do.
What do you
That's why they
mean?
come to us
Off-
for
This
advice.
shit's tight,
Here,
bro.
baby. Off the
Yeah,
cuff.
I
Always
feel attacked.
original.
Sealed up CO2 room, baby. Tight.
There's a genre for that.
Prophet's mom's already getting
We go on at
action.
11 p.m.
Seen
so
that
I
painted
guess
lady.
whatever your time zone is,
What parallel?
we're in the Eastern
Oh,
time.
geography.
The whole Eastern time
Fuckers.
zone.
Oh
None.
shit! Here we go.
The
Knock on
Eastern
this one.
parallel.
The Eastern
I think I
parallel.
was muted. I asked what parallel we could get the best lava
The
rocks
Eastern
on.
longitude. We're in Eastern time zone longitude. Now we have to go longitude because we're going time zone. So the longitude is. I have no idea what our
This
longitude
is so
is.
funny.
Mm.
Number 9.
Red leather,
9.
yellow leather.
Red's gonna find a way to dox himself again.
Red leather. Yellow leather. If you want to kick it with Skilbo and I after this, you can hang out at 11:30 in Polarity Science Channel, where we will be discussing plant science, plant medicine science, plant entheogens, and the like. Come hang out. At least I
Sequence,
hope
you
you're hanging
bust me
out
up
with
every
Skilbo.
show, man. Sequence gets me once every time, man.
Just once.
Has
Though.
anyone planted anything new? I had. I also, besides those autoflowers, I did have one more. I had a orange gasm. So I just one orange gasm, but
Oh, nice.
that just
You guys
popped
talked me
up.
into some moon shit, so I didn't pop what I was going to. I was going to wait whatever it was that you told me in the late session. It was like 2 weeks or
I
some
love your
shit.
verbiage, Spartan. I had an orange gasm. He said.
Moon
Uh,
shit.
Down cat as well.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was very,
It was
so far. It's
singular.
been pretty satisfying. That
Sequence is
orange
trying for 2.
It was
Painted
probably
lady,
pretty
is your
quick.
cat destroying your curtain behind you? Is that what's going on, or is that wind coming
They're
through?
ghosts or
No,
what?
it's
What's
wind.
going on?
I think we're getting ready to have a storm. So
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a storm a brewing outside.
Ever since she's tried to burn the fucking place down, she's got to have the windows open to air it out.
I forgot about that. No, my cat's back there snooze. Look at her. Oh, she's pissed. She
Very.
woke up.
When's the last time you raw dogged the
Okay.
cat?
It's been a little bit. Yeah, she's been really happy lately and purring and just kind of frisky and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna give it to her every so often, and then once I notice a difference in behavior, then maybe modify it.
Do you think it helped?
I think it did help because she wasn't acting that way at all. So you know what? I fucked her up for a little bit, but man, I think it made a difference.
You raw dogged the sour
That's
rate
kinda-
out of her.
I
That's-
did. She
Start
loved
talking
it.
about it, and she's moving around now.
That's
I
always my
know.
strategy too. With even cancer, my uncle and everything, I was like, just take as much as you can that you can handle, and
Yeah.
then double that when you can handle that.
I
Yeah.
know I am definitely amongst the right people that I know I can drown in that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chat's ragging on your beard.
We'll
Brad.
drown you, Skilbo.
So I
Amen.
haven't
I-
popped
I
any-
believe in the medicine of cannabis for sure, man. I may not remember shit about it once I get to taking some humongous doses. They'll call me Rip Von Skilbo at that point, but it's okay. I will be properly medicated.
Yeah, where's Rip Taylor been? Is he off vacation yet? The guy's such a prima donna.
Gotta find some more hoopties to sell first, man. I gotta do that back up again. I got
yeah,
ideas.
dude. There's never.
Last time we had him in studio, he almost broke a fish tank over $1.36. It was
$1.59, bro.
59.
Oh,
do
buddy.
not minimize the investment in the gold coat.
But I haven't
Sport
popped anything. I haven't popped anything new, Spartan. But the stuff I've been working, I'm getting ready to harvest for the first time, which is my Pele is going to be coming down. GMO, which I got from Dro, which was awesome of him. I think that was Sequence's old cut. And what else I got? The 818 pineapple I'm going to be harvesting for the first time too. So we're going to have some new flavors to check out.
So tell me about the 818 pineapple and tell me about the Pele and like what terps. Is the pineapple like pineapple or no?
No, I'm not getting pineapple off it. I'm getting a funk off it
Okay.
right now, but I'm not trying to get too excited, but it's giving me the funk that I like. It smells pretty good.
Got that headband? Maybe the smell coming through on it, you know?
Translation, it probably smells like dog shit, and that's why you
Yeah.
say it smells good. Okay. And what about the Pele? What's that one like?
The Pele is really, really sweet, dude. It reminds me a lot of my OG on the smell, but also has a sweetness on the back end. And she's just stacking. She's just like her mom. It's what I want. That's what I was going for. Now the last sign that I need to see is that she's going to finish in 7 weeks.
I was just gonna say, how fast is she
Yeah.
finishing?
she looks like she has a chance to do it, but who knows? She's at week 4 right now, and we have really good sized buds on her, and it just depends on how fat the buds get.
Awesome, man. That's cool.
But if she hits that 7-week mark, then she's going into full propagation mode.
Awesome.
Especially if she
I'm
does
good
good on
luck.
I just got the clones to take, so that's like my green light to put my bliss bud for the first time. I got 3 phenos and to throw them into flower. So that'll be happening probably within a few days or so.
Excited for that.
That's pretty sweet. I got a bunch that should be ready in the next 10 days or less. I gotta check. I got a new scope today and it's wireless, so I'm gonna go check after the show. But I'm hoping I got a couple early bangers around day 50 to 60.
Is it wireless to your phone or to like your computer?
It's wireless to your phone. I think you have to plug it to a computer, but it works with Mac and Android.
That's
But
cool.
it basically sends out a Wi-Fi, its own Wi-Fi, like, you know, so then you go on your phone and connect to it and then go to their app. And then it's just once you click their app, it's, you know, and there's a button to take the picture.
Talk
So
back and forth.
yeah.
It's got a little stand for it too. Is that what?
Yeah. Yeah. It came with this, you know, it's all China stuff. So it's like nice when they actually, and it works, you know, at least you can just set your microscope. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes this thing gets sticky for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that it'll be
It should
not
be
on
good.
anything.
Yeah, if you're doing
It's yeah, I know. But
Dude, so I went over to grab a beer real quick. I came back by, my lights are on in my flower room, and I just wanted to do a quick peek in, you know, even though we're in the middle of a show, I just couldn't contain myself. I opened the door and I'm just cheesing, man. My fucking platinum garlic is just straight up in the air. Everything is praying, man. It looks like I'm having some kind of like that like Christian rock concert, you know, where everybody's got their hands praising for Jesus. Looks
a good
like my
time,
garden.
dude.
heads
Yeah,
down.
dude.
What kind of
It
music
is
are they
okay.
listening to?
baked. I
Yeah.
was trying to think of one of those bands, and I just couldn't do it to get the
They got
joke.
them all over the south.
Creed?
There you go.
Just don't start talking tongue on me.
Talking tongues.
Speaking in tongues. You're up north. You're up
Oh,
north now. You're in Michigan, my friend.
they don't do that here. That
No,
that
that's my
makes me
mom's
feel
church.
safe, to be honest.
Oh, they very
is it?
much do that here.
They very much do that here.
They
Oh,
very much.
I'm
do that
sorry.
here.
I
I've been
was
to those
mistaken.
places.
Once.
Oh Lord.
All right, veer off of this before you offend somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go on record. And I've witnessed it for sure. They do that here.
Yeah, that's my mom's church.
Yeah. I got
I make the joke, and I can't.
gonna
I'm gonna
do
keep it
some,
professional. We're gonna keep
Primal
on
Punch
trucking on.
outside.
Keep on going.
Some primal punch outside and see if I can get some different terps off it. The
Mute,
F1.
mute.
Oh, why would you want different terps off of it?
And well, I'll just see what the expression is outside. And the F1s, and then I got some F2s we're gonna pop for the banana punch terps.
Wow.
And
You know, I was going to go through that too with the F2s, but I just can't get over that jar is the best smelling jar in the house right now of that primal. And it's just, you just open the top of the jar and it just blasts you in the face. It's so sweet smelling. So
It's
You changed my mind on Primal Punch, Dan. I didn't like that strain until I had yours.
Ooh.
thank you. I got lucky, and I popped one bean. Well, I popped two. One was a male, one was a female, and that's what we got. And she was a winner all the way around. Love it. Thanks, guys.
Monkey Mang in the chat is asking who's got the longest flowering sativa strain in the Growski group.
Oh, sativa. Okay.
So we're thinking like longer than GMO would have to be.
Well, no, GMO is not sativa either, is it?
Well, that's what they're thinking of.
Yeah.
What
I think
else
they're
would you call it?
considering, yeah.
In the group?
Probably sour melon, right? Because none of us has actually ran it to where it stops shooting white hairs. I don't think.
Yeah, I wasn't able to.
Sour D's the same fucking way. It's for fucking white hair
But-
right now. Let me calculate.
Death Star
Here's a
like
better
that.
question. What is the longest growing plant we all have?
Oh, the oldest waiting to go.
No, no.
Mother?
The one that takes the longest to veg.
Are we
just to
talking
get
like
it
Mac
That's
1?
Mac,
Mac
yeah.
one.
That'd be,
That's it
yeah, I'm
right
pretty
there.
sure it'd have to
Mac
be the Mac
1,
one.
man. That's a 3-month
You know-
veg, man.
You know what? Maybe Red is going to correct me on this, but for me, the Rainbow Driver is not a super fast growing plant. It takes a while to veg that for me.
Cushman's is like
It's
that.
just a little.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cushman's was one
I
and
can see
done
that.
for me.
Takes a little while.
How long ago did you give me
Floating.
that max, Spartan? I got one clone off that son of a bitch so far. This was
I
like 2
don't-
months ago.
You're asking the guy
Yeah.
who doesn't write anything down.
Yeah.
How long ago? Fuck if I know, dude. It's been at least 2 weeks.
She's
Probably a month.
She's
Probably a
staying
month.
Yeah.
short out. Like she
Back
has
when-
growth on her, but she's just not going anywhere. You know, she's just stacking there and sitting there.
It's not a fast repeater for the garden for me. It seems like it's going to be, you know, like once every, you know, maybe 3 times a year. If you like.
That's why I think GMO is so special, because it's so good that it's the one that like people will stretch the rules for.
Yeah, when I was telling somebody how long it was, I seen Old Man, and he got to try it, and
Oh, nice.
he really liked it. And he was like, "Well, how long is that?" And he thinks in terms of like, you know, like around 60 days. When I told him, you know, oh, I took it, you know, 78 days. He's like, "What? Oh, I would never take anything." I was like, "Well, you know, it's just the thing is it may take longer if you did a really good job with it, or even just a passable job with it. It will reward you with a lot of bud, and it's really, really dank. It's not hard
Yeah,
to
man.
trim. It's not hard to care for, and it grows quickly. That's kind of what is. If you've got the ceiling to grow it, or figure out when to flip it to make it work for your spot, it's great."
Dude, I flipped GMO when it was a damn Charlie Brown Christmas tree twig, and it's in the lights right now. That strain
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
So I just did the math. My sour D I have right now still has white fucking hairs on it, and I'm gonna cut it down in the next fucking couple days. 83, day 83 right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Fuck that
It's
thing.
gonna be nice though.
Yeah, I can't wait to smoke it for sure.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
I took Lemon Jeffrey 81 days once, and that was the
Damn.
longest, I think.
Did it change when you took it longer? Do you think?
I mean, for some reason, it just wasn't done. I kept checking the trichomes, and I always like to take it really pretty early. I don't like to have many amber at all. And so I just kept waiting, and it just wasn't turning and it was 81 days. But then the second time I ran it, it went 71. I don't know.
Have you guys that are running these longer strains or trialing these longer strains like Abolished? I know you like to run strains longer just to see what happens. Have you ever ran into late stage herms
Yes.
by doing that?
Yes, you pointed one out to me.
Did I?
Yes, in the very beginning, it was like, dude, you know that's a nanite, you know, because I showed him a picture. It's like huge fucking bud. Not looking, and I said, "What?" So he being cool. He like zooms the picture in, draws the fucking thing around it. You know, it's a little paint
That's
marker,
so
and sends
funny.
it back. But I was like, "Oh shit!" Well, but it's a 50. This was like a 55 and done strain, and I tried to take it 70. So it wasn't the plant. It was me just trying
Right,
to
yeah.
push shit way too far.
Yeah, the plant's going to try to stay alive. So I was just wondering if you guys, how many people had ran into that. It seems like
well,
very common.
I see in
I ran
chat
into
too. Cap 420 says Northern Lights 5 haze is 110 to 120. That shit is a long flowering one. Super old too.
Yeah, I don't like to run long stuff no more. After I did the Lemon Heaven to 160, that was fucking ridiculous.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember Lemon Heaven? I'm
No.
gonna have to do a recap on that one. I
No.
don't like to talk about that strain because it was a big waste of time, but real stick like
Electric
Thai
bill.
buds, and yeah, the patients would not touch it until I ended up breaking it down into all pre-rolls, and then they were into it, but they would not. You showed them it, and it's like, what is this?
It's like some time machine bud. It just looks like it's out of time.
Time machine bud. Bud with seeds in it.
I mean, that's
But-
authentic that way.
On that subject, have you guys even rare? Because most strains, yeah, if you run them way past their harvest date, they're gonna throw a herm and try to pollinate. Have you seen any that are like resistant to that just doesn't want to revert or throw some nuts or whatever, a hermie?
Well, kind of off topic, but Spartan and I were talking about this earlier when we we're at his house. You know, these late season nanners is what I call them. You know, not all of them nanners carry viable pollen either. You know,
Yes.
you can get them nanners, and you're not going to pick up any seeds at all. And let's say it does have some viable pollen. Odds are that seed is not going to, you know, produce into a mature seed to where you're going to lose your crop per se to those nanoes. Now, a herm, the actual sac balls, I believe that is an actual herm trait,
Right.
or whatever. I believe the bananas that's a plant slash the effort to,
Yeah,
say.
like Corey Donath in the chat says rotalization, and that's the word for it, late stage rotalization or whatever, when the plant's trying to stay alive. And like you said, especially if you're not in a perpetual room where you're harvesting your whole room, if you get to have that happen at day 80 or whatever the hell, chances are you're not going to have long enough for anything to develop, no matter what anyway.
The plant's usually telling you that it's time to harvest, so
Yeah.
harvest, and it won't pollinate, you harvest it. Or, I mean, if it's just one
Just
or two
pull it off
banners,
before you take
pluck them
pictures.
off, it's time to harvest. Get rid of the plant.
What's
Yeah, and I
really-
always I get my finger wet before I pick them off too.
It's a good idea.
That's smart. If there's any latent pollen, you're trying not to get it too stirred
Absolutely.
up.
Do you lick it or do you spit on it?
Oh no, we pee on it. We go right for the pee.
Okay.
Hell yeah, all right. Drip, drip, drip.
Army style.
And if
Boomer
if
style.
there is pollen, I
Carolyn, I like the taste.
There will be no athlete's foot
No,
in the dank
but
man
on
household.
a serious note, no. In my room, I have a sink in there, so I can actually go to the sink, wet my fingers. But yeah, you should definitely try to stop the release of pollen.
But if you do release some pollen, you get a few seeds. It's not the end of the world, and I wouldn't even look down on those seeds. I would.
I would.
They are
And I would say
let's
mean
hit on
things
that for
to
a
them too.
second.
completely viable
Depends.
seeds.
It
And
depends.
if it came out of some fire, I would hold on
Yeah,
to that
if
shit.
it's fire, I might pop it. 'Cause, dude,
So-
I fucking would.
I had the
I
Primal Punch,
have.
caught some seeds in the Primal Punch F1, and I fucking grew them, and they were fruity. They weren't Primal Punch F1 fruity, but they were decent. It was one and done. We were just curious, but yeah. So, and it didn't harm or nothing. So.
Yeah, I
I've
got some cool data on that. Actually, the abomination that I've been talking about for a while, and I'm pretty sure most of you have it here on the panel. If I haven't, I'll give you some. It seems like all the tests, all the feedback that I've got is females. They're found. So I thought that was really cool because there was no male in the equation. It was just a late stage herm that pollinated the amnesia haze.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. They don't have the.
If there's no male, then you. Yep.
but if you want to see the abomination right now, full face grower on Instagram, he's growing it out. It's doing really, really well for him too.
It still keeps the weight of the abolished.
It looks a lot like the polished. I'm really curious if it's just going to take I'm curious if the abolished just took over the genes because she looks a lot like her. Same leaf structure. The buds are nice and dense.
The
There's
stack.
space too. Yep.
Oh, chat.
An ounce? Only an ounce?
Just announce how cheap am I?
Make
Come
that
on.
a half pound.
What about an ounce?
She's got a
of
price.
one?
I am not Christina Pajinski. I'm not farting on this motherfucker.
That's for the OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not really something I'm too into anyway. I'm not really sure why anybody would want that, and I'm not.
You're shitting on the scatologist.
Yeah. Don't offend anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and defend them.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry.
That does look like the leaves to it, man. And the stack too. Hell yeah. Yeah, man.
That's the
Yeah.
plant abolished was just talking about. He created there. You're a breeder, abolished.
It will take
No,
over a
I'm
4x4.
I'm a pollen chucker. Proud.
Me too.
But I have
Smart.
we probably have a couple thousand of seeds of the abomination. So slowly hand those out to people.
You could bag up your pollen sacks too. Put them in the freezer.
How long would that stay viable for?
I don't know.
About a year, I believe. I'll
But
let
you don't have any.
know.
Do you have any pollen left, Sequence?
I
from
got
the,
rid of it when I moved, but I can get more pollen.
How did those ones that Norwal grew out turn out? Do you know?
Well, and I have the same genetics growing right now in my basement. So I'm still going to flower out my strain that I made. Narwhal was testing with them. That's what he was asking about. The Crescendo crossed with Deep Chunk F12 and Royal White Cherry. So I'm excited
It'd
to
be
try
sweet,
that.
man.
It's one of the most vigorous strains in the garden. It grows as fast as GMO and veg.
What?
Yeah,
Now, how many of those seeds do you have left?
none. I popped them all.
On.
Well, my Mac Burger and my Dark Hollow are going pretty well, but I haven't popped anything new.
What's the second one's cross?
The
Dark
second
Hollow
one's
GMO.
yeah, it's a GMO times the rise. It's Irie Genetics,
Nice.
and then the Mac Burgers. Mac
Donny
1
Burger?
times Donny Burger, but that I guess times Paris Larry.
Oh damn, that's gonna be good.
Yeah,
How many of those did you pop?
all of them.
Oh shit! So you got
Like
was it
a
a 10
pack.
pack? 10
Yeah,
pack?
it was a 13 pack, and I got like I think I have 10 going. 2 didn't pop. One it was like
Stalled.
yeah, get the heck out of here, you're not worthy. But yeah.
Spartan kicking from seed, man. Not even fucking around. Oh, you want to be weak,
It's a
huh?
run.
Well, it was clear, yeah. It was like these are all opening up now. They have their first, maybe even second set, and this one still hasn't even figured out how to make the first set. So it had to go. But yeah, I'm excited for those. Should have some stretchy ones in there.
John in the chat says my little girl is 3. She knocked over my tray of rapid breeders. I have no idea what is. I have 17 of them. I had
No.
those, dude.
I have to
Dude, I
talk
had
about this
all
now.
kinds of.
Yeah.
I had that mistake where
I have to talk about it now, man.
go for it.
It just happened. Thank goodness I sent a picture to Baked of my clone tray that had all my tags in order. Because like 10 minutes later, I was upstairs trying to do a dab and I heard a giant crash. And I went downstairs and my T5, my 6-bulb T5 was crashed down on top of all of the plants, knocked the tray over.
F in the chat, man.
All of the cubes stayed in the thing. I just had to put the tags back in. And I had a picture that I had sent, thank goodness, of the tags in order so that I could keep them labeled. But yeah, that was no plants were harmed. The tray was fine. The light didn't even break a bulb.
They're tanks, bro.
It was still going. The
No.
light was still on, sitting on
Gave no
top of the
fucks.
plants.
The only thing I can suggest for anybody else who knocks their entire thing over is to just rename them something. Like that's all you can do. Their original names are lost. Like you just if you've grown them before,
don't even
if
try.
you've grown them before, tag them 1 through 8 or whatever different varieties you have. Tag them 1 through whatever, and then grow them out. However many different varieties you have, and then grow them out, flower them, and then you'll be able to figure it out. But you're gonna have to take clones off of 1 through 8 or whatever, and hope that you might have to take clones off of the entire tray and redo the entire tray. And then
if you're fucking hunting a pack though, and you had your different,
well, that's a
phenos
different
in
story.
there, you're just
If you're hunting a pack, then you just rename everything. And then you
now
have
number
no
one.
idea which is which. You literally have no idea which is which. You just rename everything one number.
I've had the new number
Yeah.
1 before. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
always
did.
figured it-
So I
did all
guess
that
my
pheno
advice
hunt.
is to take a picture of your clone tray or your
I labeled each
Seagulls has
clone.
the best advice right there.
Each clone I labeled. It was a fucking bitch. But
It's funny because that's the same advice for like mechanics. Take a picture of shit before you work on it,
Yeah,
so you know what it looks like. That's really good.
it saved me. Or else, I mean, I still had big plants. I could have chopped them down or made more clones, but it definitely saved like 30 clones.
Always do your tags. Always write your tags. I don't know how many times I've been like, just like run these plants real quick, and then I'll put tags or date them at some other time, and then just not go back to it for a couple of days, and then be like, oh shit, what day? It had only been a couple of days, but who knows? Was it a week ago? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You can write your tags and something.
You
that's
do
not
all
gonna
your
wash
gardening
off or
high.
wear off.
I just
Yeah,
I
you're like,
use Google Document, and I always have all my stuff in there since moving up here. And I'm at my computer, so I'll always just be like, okay, I put those in today. I'll just go quite real quick note, 5-2 pop, Donnie Burger popped out of the soil, 1 through 3, something like that. That way.
It's like it's a shift log, right? When you're gonna leave for the day and you got a new shift coming in, there's a logbook. Kind of write what tasks you perform
Bro,
throughout the day.
I was
Just-
just listening to Ross and Jeff, and he was talking about that. He
Log
has
them.
all his people log the VPD when they leave. And
Yeah,
that
it's a
way
good
they
idea.
know fluctuations, even if it's 2 hours
Mm.
in difference, because somebody came in, 2 hours later and logged a different VPD
Yeah.
that was way different or something. But yeah, good tip there.
Dude, I do it old school. You see that? Where I have a cloner. So I just use the number of lines. I made boxes on here. And then I just use my handy dandy shortcuts and horrible
Notebook.
writing. Yeah. And then I know what's in there. So
What happens
Where's
when
your
you turn your
dates?
cloner around?
Yeah,
do
what happens
not.
if you turn
Well,
it
that's
around?
why. But that's why you do this, though, Dan, is you don't fill it all 20.
Where's the
If this
north?
gets turned
Right.
around, I'll know what's going on.
Right on, right
That's
on.
a good point. That's a
Yeah,
good
man.
point. Do you have
All
like
bases
a
covered.
compass on it so that you know?
Know which way's north.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be that hard.
Can you whip out a Swiss Army utility there?
Got a sundial.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Oh,
that's some stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Another good way to keep track, you guys, is to be really active on your social media, your Instagram, update daily, weekly. Then you can always go back and see what day flower you're in, stuff like that, when you don't write it down on your calendar like people.
I'm loosey goosey with dates like that, man. I just don't start
Yeah.
worrying about shit till flower.
I've
yeah,
got-
I usually write dates of important dates like transplant dates and stuff like that. Try to keep that somewhat organized. It does keep the perpetual garden more fluent when you have things a little bit more organized.
I've gotten really lazy about it the last year or so. So Instagram updating and stuff like that really pays off sometimes. Like, oh shit, I'm in the 70s. I need to go chop this thing.
Yeah, doing the multi-strand. Some so we were talking about the rainbow driver, the grape ape. A couple of them might grow a little slower. I'm looking for canopy height, level canopy, somewhat of a level canopy. Even though we're gonna have different stretches, I can still maintain tie downs, but still, I want everything to go in at roughly the same height because of my lights and all that. I'm just kind of keep everything buckled up. Not have to do much
Red's got his
adjusting.
animation turned up tonight. You see that?
And volume, too.
He's using the whole screen,
Use the whole screen.
head
Taking it
going.
with me, bringing you into my space here. But yeah, that's what I like to.
I like what Bob says in the chat. He says it kind of lightens the pressure and it takes the prejudice off the grow. Unlabeled, you just have to take the raw data and keep the performers.
Yep.
Definitely.
Use the force. It will guide you to the dank.
Shredder said they turned around 4 clones and it took a year to sort it out.
Oof.
Yeah.
How about that Port Huron, whatever that place is,
Oh, with the
where they're trying to
caregiver.
have inspections for caregivers?
Yeah, man.
Just for that
It's rough.
city. Just for
Dude,
the city.
they swooped out of the trees for that one.
It's a
Yeah.
good way to get rid of caregivers.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's their goal, but hopefully we can get
I'm sure
Watch.
some lawyers are going to be involved.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get sued on this
There's
one.
already
No,
there's
they're-
precedents already set on that.
Yeah, the Supreme Court is what gave them the ability to do that. So it's
Oh,
pretty hard to
sure.
go past the Supreme Court.
yeah.
Right on that.
It was just crazy to see somebody's ticket where it's like, hey, we're coming to your house to inspect. Like, no, you're not.
We'll see how it goes. Somebody's gonna spin that in certain
When I-
ways. I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
gonna be some way to at least look at it for sure. It's yeah. I mean, I would be looking to move the fuck out of there, and they could just collect $0 from me for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
I won't even stop there so much to get gas. So whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an
no.
interesting thing. I remember when I rented, I had my house inspected like 3 times a year by the city for rental inspections, fire
That
inspections.
blows my mind.
Come on.
Somebody at work
Oh
was telling
yeah,
me
dude.
that in Jackson. I was like,
In
what?
Jackson, yeah.
Yep. I was like, damn, that's ridiculous.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
so I was like every quarterly, I had to deep clean my house, hide all of my weed stuff because I wasn't even allowed to smoke tobacco at my rental place, and have them inspect all my shit, and then
This
go
is back in the
to.
day. So were you like the
It's half the
Glade?
reason
No,
I
this is like 2 years ago,
Oh, I
three
was gonna
years
say,
ago.
were you
Yeah,
like the Glade
that,
plugins master or something?
it's
Burn
half
your
the reason
fucking
it's so
house down
difficult
with it.
growing in rentals.
I
Other
didn't grow
cities,
then. I just didn't grow.
yeah, you almost can't. You pretty much can't. Like other cities, like biannually. I've lived in rentals where it was like biannually, and I was able to get away with like 1 year's crop and like, bro, your crop. I had a plant in an attic. You know what I mean? Under a gymnasium light bulb that was a huge fire hazard that my friend let me borrow. You know what I mean? Does I lucked out because we were supposed to have an inspection. I mean, this is medical was like maybe just going, but like barely going. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it was very very uncalled for. You almost smell the house down the block.
Big, I saw what you were just saying in chat. You might want to check out. Actually, where you're at, they are trying to pass some shit to where it's,
Oh,
they want you to like register down at the township, and they want to do those kind of walkthroughs too. So you might want to look into that.
man, my ears just didn't work the last few minutes, so I don't know what you said.
Yeah.
The ostrich solution.
Yeah. I'll register for a fence, but that's about it.
Well, I'm sure these inspections ain't gonna be free.
Oh, that would be a cherry on top. Throw me a bill.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that aspect.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, who's paying for these
Totally
inspections?
could too.
I know on the
Oh,
commercial
yeah.
level, you have to give the townships money to operate there. So I'm sure they're gonna want money for them caregivers to operate. It's all about that almighty dollar. You got cannabis attached to it, everybody wants their hands in,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
It's unfortunate, man. If you live in an area where there's zoning that says you can grow, they can change the law really easy. So that's one of the things that I like to reiterate to people. If you're looking for new houses and stuff like that, if you can find an area where there's not zoning, then they've got more steps to go to get to the same place.
Or just check your zone in general. My
Yeah.
township has had laws forever. Ever since medical was pretty much initiated, like caregivers aren't allowed in residential. And you're allowed 12 plants as a patient. You're allowed 12 plants as a citizen. Now that's been enacted in the last couple of years, but let's pretend that it's 2015. I bought my house in like 2013 or something like that. But when I was trying to become a caregiver a couple years later, around the same time, sorry guys, the dog's just begging dinner time. So, when I was like going to be a caregiver and everything, I'm looking at the township ordinances and everything, and lo and behold, I can't actually grow 72 plants in my house. So I had to search out property elsewhere, and that's why I don't caregive out of my house. I actually grow in a township that doesn't have any ordinances at all. And they have a cannabis ordinance against commercial profit-based licensed facilities. Unfortunately, who would think? You have a law against a licensed facility that's barely, it can hold a few more plants. 18 more plants,
Yeah.
or can they do a 200 plant license now, or whatever the med was before? It was like 150 plants at one time. There was a class
Right.
A. It's barely twice as much as a 72 plant. Barely twice as much, and they wouldn't want to go for that. But they had no issues against caregivers having 72. So, it's kind of the reason I'm stuck with that at the moment. But either way, my township has had these ordinances for a long time. The one that I live at, currently where I'm at, can't caregive or grow. I can be a caregiver, but I can't grow 72 plants legally. I can have my 12 in my yard, wherever I want them. I've always had those. Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti and a lot of these whole other like local township areas in Washtenaw County have had these 12 plant ounce of cannabis in your, on your possession, little to no slap on the wrist, with since probably the 70s. Very, very long time.
Yeah, man, it's a wild, wild thing that that we're dealing with, unfortunately.
And
And
on the flip side, some townships are much more forgiving to the cannabis and open it up with
Absolutely.
open arms and welcome the cannabis community into their township, because they're wanting that tax dollars. So not all of them are on the outs, to say. Didn't mean to cut you off, Sequence.
No, it's fine, dude. I do want to reiterate the giveaway in the comments after the show is over. We have 5 minutes to go here, so I wanted to remind the chat to hashtag Growski for a chance to win those seeds. You want to show those again, Abolish?
Yep. They are the Jesus Juice times Primal Punch F2. And also don't forget about the giveaway we got going already, and that's going over to Easy Swap Pots page and commenting on their most recent video, Easy Swap Life. We'll be picking the winner of that here in the next day or two.
Awesome, awesome. And more stuff to come as well. We have 5 minutes left, guys. How do we want to finish this out?
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
What are you gonna? I begged. Are you gonna stone cold stun me?
No, Saturday.
No.
Saturday was quite the day, man. We heard a lot of
Talk
hell yeah
about
brothers.
it for a minute. Talk about it.
It was a YouTuber named Cletus, and it's one of his little sayings is "Hell yeah, brother." And there's so many people. It's been so long.
So many mullets.
A lot of mullets. Yeah, it was a good old American car show.
Like, you just moved up here from Florida. It hasn't been that long since you've seen a mullet.
No, but let me
Good
tell
point.
you,
He just
Red.
cut his before he came up.
Let me tell you, yeah, I could do one, but there was a lot
I
there.
have lots of family in Florida. I'm just joking.
I was
Florida,
most
yes.
surprised.
No,
that-
they're there.
I was
but
most
yeah.
surprised that the guy
They're
from
there.
Florida was bitching about having a sunburn. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy was.
I'm
from
not
Florida.
bitching. I said I got it.
I know,
I
you're the
got
only
it.
one- You're the
This
only one
isn't
I
that
heard say
bad.
anything about it.
Like it's
I-
COVID.
Well,
I got
because
a
I
little
see
bit of a
myself on the
sunburn.
screen looking like a pig or something, pink as hell.
You did say you liked computers.
Got to work on that color temperature. That's all. You can fix that.
Oh, yeah.
Had to change the lights you're sitting.
No
under.
filter,
Yeah, it was
hashtag. No filter.
Australian style burnout competition is what we watched. So if you know anything about that, that's what it was.
Dude,
So,
that crazy semi thing was just great.
yeah, Mike B. It was Cletus McFarland's Cletus and Cars Indie event. So he'll have a video out in the next couple of days. I'm sure that'll show all the stuff we saw. It was a good ass time. There was
I'm
some
just looking at
loud
that.
cars. There was some like local stuff, so anybody could take their vehicle and try to win $5,000 by doing burnouts. So there was guys from Battle Creek there.
Did anybody throw a rod?
Oh yeah, I would have guessed that under 10, but more than 5 vehicles blew up. One
Oh,
guy
that
hit,
just
hit
makes
the
the
wall
show,
and
dude.
lost a tire, or
Yeah.
his entire wheel broke. Like all the aluminum on his wheel broke into pieces, and it
Like some
sprayed
kind of
the
cartoon
crowd with
shit.
aluminum. Yeah, it was crazy.
There was a burnout, a
There was
flatbed doing a
few different
burnout
fires.
with a side by side doing a burnout on the flatbed at the same time. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
It wrecked the side by side though. But yeah. It was a good time.
Ruby was making passes, Shredder.
Oh yeah, there's some
really
yeah.
fast ones from the sounds of it.
They had jet cars that did a pass. That was really neat from Florida Tech and one other.
There was a chick driving a jet car there from
She was a two-time
Florida
world
Tech,
champion. I read that several times.
Did you throw your
standing in line.
boxers at her?
I
No.
did. I ran up to her and I said, "Sign my boobies." And she said, "No, you're weird."
She said, "I've got a court order against you. You're not too
Oh.
close."
Listen, sir, quit stalking me.
The lady nods sagely.
I mean,
When you know, you know.
the struggle is real for stalkers. I imagine.
I imagine.
Oh, I kind of stalk Josh Homme, so I kind of do know.
1 minute left. Don't forget, comment after the show. What are they commenting? Funny
Gro-
stuff?
Broski.
Grosky, baked.
Oh,
Grosky.
did you
Turn
tell?
your
Okay.
hearing aid up.
Hashtag Broski.
Turn your
No,
hearing
it's my
aid up.
memory.
I just linked Behind the Veils premiere in case anybody wants to jump on over at 11:30 and check out Polarity Science tonight's episode of Behind the Veil. We're just
DOG.
gonna kick it and shoot around some stuff. Yeah, DOG.
DOG
So
approved.
just come on by.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for joining us tonight,
Yeah.
chat.
For sure. Every night.
Come through tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late sesh. Me and Sequence and Red and Spartan and Painted Lady. And maybe Prophet if he did he ever answer us
Last
on if he's
house.
joining us?
I think he said but I think he said something about the order of which the people came into Caribou, so Fluff was next, but he would come on if nobody would come on.
Makes sense. I think that's a respectable way to approach it. We will see who is there tomorrow at the late sesh. Have a
Tune
good
in.
night, guys. Tune in.
Here's everybody.
Comment below.
Word below or Grosky?